But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
What's up, man?
Are you a TikToker?
Yeah, I'm on here doing freestyle raps for people. Could I do a freestyle for you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, dope. I need your help because I'm gonna improvise.
Okay.
Can you give me like a song topic?
Okay, a grizzly bear drinking milk.
A grizzly bear drinking milk.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude, I love it. Oh wow, you got a grizzly bear on your mug right there?
Yeah, it's milk.
You drinking milk out of there?
Yes.
Oh wow, so this makes so much sense. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm always ready.
Let's go. Yeah, 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 okay, yeah, come on, yeah. Any forest, I get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, yo, my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk, yeah, I'm a grizzly, it's mad facts, us bears, we got a bad rap, yeah, people aren't really aware, when they see us while they hiking, yo, they get scared, they like, no, that's that dude, that grizzly that's really gonna steal our food, damn, hey, yo, his size is godly, he might even catch us and eat our bodies, yeah, people think that I'ma eat them raw, people scared of my teeth, scared of my claws, people scared cause my size is giant, and they know in a fight that I'm certain to triumph. But here's the thing, I don't like people. I'm not a bad guy, I'm not evil. Nah, that's not the way I'm built. I ain't gonna eat you, I just want your milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. I said my fur, it be smoother than silk. I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear, yeah. And my fur, it be smoother than silk. Hey, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, real big how I been built. I'm not really a fan of the skim milk. I do invent, loving to drink the 2%. Yeah, and y'all know I don't make people feel the wrath. I want the half and half, yeah. Yo, look in my eyes, they so dreamy. Pour me a glass of milk that's mad creamy. All the milk, you know it shook me. But hey, I think I'll do some cookies. Yeah, that's gonna make sure my mood don't get low. When I got the cookies, I can dip those. Yeah, if I got the milk, it's a miracle. Yeah, I might need a bowl of cereal. Aw shit, man, he even had the prop. Y'all know we drinking non-stop. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Hey, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Yeah, and my fur, it be smoother than silk. Hey, so I'm just out here drinking milk. I said, any forest, I'll get busy there. Yeah, I'm a motherfucking grizzly bear. Hey, and my fur, it be smoother than silk. Come on, I'm just out here drinking milk. Yeah, I'm about to make you aware. If you got milk, better pour a glass for the bears. Yeah, I'm out here getting busy. Pour me a glass of milk for this grizzly. Yeah, I'ma make you aware. Hey, go and pour a glass of milk for the bears. Hey, Y'all know the milk got me amped, and if you don't pour me a cup, I'll terrorize your camp. Let's go.
You insane.
Hey, everybody.
I ain't played that one for a while. That was for Vicky. She loves that one.
Hey, could I stream something really quick? I think you'll find this quite funny, actually.
Go for it. Go for it. I've got to do Jim's 2 observations before we start anyway, but go for it.
Yeah, no worries. Let me see if I can do this. I can't believe it, actually. Let me know what you think about this.
All right.
4%, man. 4%. I don't think I've ever seen anything that bad.
I knew that. Do you know it had 0% at one point? It had 0%.
Do you think it was that bad? I mean, I would give it maybe 20. I don't think it was 4%. That was.
If it was labeled comedy, I would have given it its marks for comedy, yeah. But it's labeled kind of science fiction, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no
I'm surprised we watched it the other night. I didn't know it was going to be rated that bad. I just wanted to show that really quick. That's got to be a record, at least for 2025.
It's
worst rated movie of the year.
You got to remember as well, it was filmed during the COVID times, you know what I mean? Yeah, that time. So when everybody was locked up. Yeah, Juice and Kite, I like it, Wazza, I like it. You thought it was all going to be in Rumble. No, I think we're okay in here to do it. If it gets stopped here, we'll just continue in Rumble. You know, if it gets stopped here, we'll just shut this side down and continue in Rumble. It should be okay. But we'll start off as usual, saying hello, and we'll do 2 of Jim's observations, and then Jaydon's got to take the lead. I mean, I've got the link for the first video, and I mean, I'll show the video, but you take the lead. You know what you're talking about.
I got you.
So let's say hello first, and then play some of Jim's observations. NWO, good to see you, Jaydon. Always a pleasure.
It's always good to be here.
Good to see you. Who else we got? Tinfoil Photography. Good to see you, man. Buzz and the Hoos, both in Rumble and in YouTube.
Yes, sir.
I think that's all we've got at the minute. There's only 5. Most people will be at Flats's, that's why. But there's 3 in Rumble and 5 in here. They usually, I don't know, it usually takes them a long time to get my notifications. But I think there'll be more people when Flats finishes as well. But by that time, we might be nearly finished. I don't know.
We're finishing too,
we might take us a couple of days. Like I say, I'd like to finish for about 12:30, maybe 1 before, because then if I start the movies, I've got 2. I've got The Chosen plus a movie to do. That's 4 hours worth, and that'll be like just say 1 in the morning. So that'll take me to 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
And by the time I do the movies and music and all that, ends up being 7 in the morning. You know what I mean?
It is good time for us in America though, because obviously we're way behind you. So you're 7 in the morning, we're like 1 a.m. You know what I mean? Like so it works out for us. So
yeah. Well, at the minute now, it's 9:45 at night. But But yeah, good to see you guys. 6 in a minute. Okay, Jim. There might be more by Jim and his observations are up. We'll see. Good to see you guys, and thanks for being here.
Luca is a funny guy.
Oh, dude.
Bless him. I kind of feel bad for him in some ways because
I did.
Glober,
I did for a long time. I let him in my streams. I let him in StreamYard. I give him streams to himself. But then he got to the point where he was just derailing. He was actually trolling. So I've got to the point where I said, Luca doesn't get in my streams anymore. He doesn't get in the stream. I'd let him for a few minutes, but if he starts to take over, no. But he said a few things that was wrong, and he knew it was wrong at the time, and he was doing it intentionally. But sometimes he trolls and sometimes he doesn't. At the minute, he's not, but he does. It depends who's trying to impress. I felt bad for him for a long time. I had a heart for him. Still, I've got a heart for him, but I've got wise to his ways. Sometimes he's not as silly as he makes out, and he's not stupid. He's just indoctrinated badly. You know what I mean? I had to come in and make noise over Luke. Because giving him some hard times, I'm telling you. But deservedly. Anyway, Jim. Wakey. Hey, babe.
I have no sympathy for
Hold
Luca.
on, hold on, hold on. What?
Hello. How's it
I
going?
don't feel sorry for Luca. Luca is a troll. All Luca does is disrupt shows. And I'm
Right.
sorry, I don't know how you lot listen to him stutter for that many hours because I couldn't.
That's true. I mean, he
Yeah, I
does
kind of
it
just
so-
like, yeah.
He goes round in more circles than anything.
Yeah, he
I've
does do a
never-
lot of backstabbing. Like he's done
He's a
videos
prick.
against me, against Blacksoid as well. When he was doing something trolly, so he didn't get in or whatever. So he went back and made a video on Blacksoid trolling sort of thing. And what he says in there is just pure lies. And he did a video on David Beverly as well, saying about how fake it could be. David Beverly we used to work for NASA and all that kind of stuff. When we know he did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've got to remember at this
He
point.
did do a
we've
few
had
trolly
2
things
years.
and he said a few nasty things, didn't he, babe?
We've had 2 years of Luca,
Yeah, we are.
and you know what? 2 minutes of Luca is enough to last me 10 lifetimes.
That's true. But I mean, I still feel
swear.
bad.
Yeah, he just says a lot of weird stuff. Like we'll make like a valid point, and he'll just say like just like the most random thing that is not even like an answer.
No.
And I've got to feel bad. I don't want to be like, bro, like you kind of sound a little slow right now. Like I'm not gonna say that to him. You know what I mean? So I don't even say anything at all.
No,
Well,
but
he's
he
autistic.
calls-
He's autistic, isn't he? So
Yeah, like nothing against him at all. I'm just like that's not really an answer. You know what I mean? Like that's just like
No, but he doesn't. And then you'll have moved on from the subject, right? And then he'll go back to it, and it's like, oh my days, he's got more repeats than all BBC channels put together.
I know.
Like, no, Luca's just no. I love Luca as much as I love the boats coming to Britain.
You have to love Luca.
Yeah, but I don't like him.
choice.
Yeah,
My
but I
choice
don't like
was-
him.
No, you don't have to like him. You have to love him.
Luca's what you call from the short bus.
So, he's not that bad. He's listen, he's not stupid. He's just silly.
Yeah, no, he is stupid.
No.
Luca, everything Luca says comes from ChatGPT or Google.
Of course. It does.
Like, ChatGPT is Luca's god.
Absolutely. I mean, he certainly puts a lot of praise on it.
No, like, he lives off ChatGPT. He'd have nothing to say if it weren't for ChatGPT. He'd literally sit there drooling if he didn't have ChatGPT.
Nah. No,
Yeah. No, he is. He really is.
I know, we put up with him for a long time. He's been banned from mine a few times and let back in, you know. He's not banned from
I'd
mine.
never let him back in. He
I don't know if he's
commented
banned.
once on my old channel and I banned him straight away.
Chilling says, hey Chilling, good to see you.
You're
Mr. Super, good to see you. Luca, he books all the
That
time.
is hilarious.
One every 5 minutes.
No, it's true.
It is true.
good stream, guys. This is going great.
I'm
Let's start.
telling you. I got a thing took off of TikTok today for hate speech.
I know.
So I'm gonna say it here. Turn the boats around and send them back.
Babe,
You said send Luca back.
No, I can't get them for hate speech, yeah.
You can't get done for hate speech.
No,
you
you
have to
can,
say
I
that.
can't.
Yeah, I can. Exactly. So shut
Yeah,
up.
that's not me.
Yeah, well, it's me. I've already had my channel banned, haven't I? Taken down. Without even a strike.
But no, honestly, the more you're around Luca, the more you'll start to be like, yeah, no, I'm done. I don't like
Yeah,
him.
you will get to that point. You will.
I got to that point within like a month.
I have to have breaks from Luca. Absolutely.
No,
Anyway.
I got to that point within like a month. I was like, yeah, no,
I know.
I'm going now.
All right, babe. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Right, I better get that link ready. It's in our emails, isn't it?
Yeah, I could probably find it. It's probably better to find it in your email, though. It's gonna be hard to find the link.
I think I know what it's at. I think I know which one it's in.
That's a big reason I wanted to do the stream because finding it is like impossible. I saw it one time and then I was like, wow, this is great information. Like, and I tried to find it and it took me like 20 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, obviously, maybe it's not being censored, but obviously it's not being pushed either. So it'd be a good thing to, you know, try to get out there.
Yeah. Right, I got it. Illuminati Bloodlines. He's only got 71 followers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I think this video has what, less than 1,000 views, right?
Yeah. Oh wow, man. And I've got more
Yeah.
followers. I've got more followers than him on Rumble, but he's got tons of views and that. Yeah. I'm allergic to Luke. I'm allergic to Luke. I am as well. I haven't been able to make to a stream yet. The link's there if anybody else wants to come in as well. We got 8, 9 in there on YouTube, 3 in Rumble. There won't be any in Rumble.
Everybody who's new.
There won't be many in Rumble anyway till we do the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, if for any reason they stop the stream here, I'll just continue in Rumble. I'll shut down the YouTube side and continue in Rumble. So it means they won't want me playing the video. And so if that happens, just go over to the Rumble side. But I'll put the link in anyway for now, the Rumble side anyway. Just in case. Just in case. I don't think it'll be that bad, but I'm just saying just in case.
Have you had a chance to go over the video at all, or are you coming in just kind of blind?
No, I always go in blind. I never watch
Cool.
I never watch the videos before I do the streams because I think I don't want to get bored of them, and then I might have a bias. You know, depending on a bias if I already watch it. You know, some of the videos I've seen that I use, but it's just because I've watched them, then I decide later, oh, that'd be good to stream on. You know, but in general, I tend to go for the titles and look at the description and check it for about 1-2 minutes, see if it's okay, and then do it that way. I don't usually watch the videos at all. Maybe just
Makes
check
sense,
them a little bit. I tend to go. I've had hits or misses, but in general, it's usually hits. Usually. But I mean, my channel has been starting to get less views lately, but it seems to be since the kind of like Roger, right? I kind of swapped times with Rogers because Roger and me were overlapping. I used to do it the mornings, and for Roger, I don't know, it's probably late at night.
Right.
For me, it was morning, 8 a.m., and I was doing that time. But me and Roger kept clashing, so I decided to continue and do the afternoons because I was doing afternoons as well sometimes. But I just changed it to afternoons. And since then, my views kind of leveled out. But then since the banjo thing, my subs went down 10 in a winner, and I've stuck at 640 since. I can't get off 640. I've been on 640-ish up and down since for about 5 weeks or something. And my views, I used to get, my average was say about 150, 200. Now I'm lucky if I'm getting to 100 views. You know? So I don't know what's going on. Whether it's the times, whether it's just my content is stale to people, or I don't know. I'm really not sure. There's nothing I can do except do what I'm doing, you know? Thing. Right, that was Jim. Let's get the link for people watching the chat replay or whatever. Chat. Jim will probably come in at some point as well when he notices we're live. And there we go. That's for people watching the chat replay. But yeah, good to use the ones that are in. I'm sure it'll get more. There'll be more people later on. Right, so let's get this video up.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Get into it. It's on Rumble. It's on Rumble side. I haven't downloaded it, so yes, we're gonna probably deal with ads and stuff. But that's the way it goes. So, just play it. Do you want to say anything about it before we start?
I think in the beginning of the video, he kind of introduces himself, so I'll just let him do his own introduction, I guess.
Okay, and same score is now. If you want to talk, you take me. If you want to talk, just tell me to stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. Right. So before you make this big, you have to play it before you make it big. Right. It's different. Yeah.
the foremost experts.
Right.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for checking this out. My name is Tom Siebert. I'm speaking here tonight with Fritz Springmeier. I'm hoping if you're watching this, you know who Fritz is, but if you don't, I'll just go quickly off the top. He's one of the foremost experts in the Illuminati Bloodlines of the 13 Illuminati families, as well as one of the leading experts on mind control. And these are two things that are very top of mind for us in the world today. And
if you
I
could
know
pause it
Fritz
really
has told
quick.
this story a lot of times.
Yeah, so just to generalize quickly, yeah, so he made a book on the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati. Supposedly, he had these people trying to defect from these families.
Right.
And they were trying to get away from the occultism, get out of the Illuminati, and he was like offering them like kind of refuge.
Okay.
And they were telling him their stories, and they were coinciding with each other because these were multiple people from different places, and they were all saying the same thing.
Ooh.
And he kind of compiled a lot of information on that. And then based on that, obviously he did the 13 Bloodlines book, which is what most of this is about. But he's also gone extensively into like mind control and how that works. Yeah, it's kind of like, I'll just summarize the way he describes it. Basically, it's like multiple personalities, but like the person isn't aware that they have it. So
but
like
the multiple personalities would be imposed upon you, though.
Through like trauma and terrible things, and they'll they'll depersonalize you, and then you'll do this terrible act as one person, and then they'll have like a thing where you're not even necessarily like conscious that you're basically like multiple people essentially. Yeah, so that's how they like control people essentially, like, and they won't even know. Yeah, he's got a whole book on this. It's called The Illuminati Secret Formula to a Mind Control Slave. It's like 1,000 pages. It goes really deep. And most of it, like, to summarize, it's just all trauma, basically. Like, they just do some terrible things to you, and then they whisper in your ear, like, oh, well, this isn't actually happening to you. This is happening to Susie. Right. And then now you're thinking you're Susie, and then it's just weird like that. They're not really going to touch on that too much in this, so I just wanted to – he does kind of have, like, an extensive
that kind of thing reminds me of the movie Identity. Have you ever seen the movie Identity?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's I showed it to Baz and like way early when I started doing the movie nights. It's where this patient, you don't see it at the start of the movie, but there's this detective. You don't know it. Then he breaks down in a rainstorm and all that, and he's staying in a motel, and he goes there and meets all these different people and all that, and something's happening. They all get separate keys for rooms. And each one of them's dying as they go along, as things go along. And it turns out none of them are real. It's a patient. All these people are in his head, and some of them they're killing each other off to get to the one that's the true person. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. So well,
that's it. So it kind of ties. It ties back a little bit into, because like obviously the mind control comes through the Illuminati, so obviously it ties back to the bloodlines, but they do this to their own people and their own kids.
Wow.
And then that's why it's so difficult for them. This is why history repeats itself, and these people in power often have basically predecessors of themselves to keep the hierarchy and keep the bloodline going, because they're inducing these mind control tactics on their own children, literally from a very young age, so that even when they want to defect and they're like, wow, what are we actually doing with this, they're not necessarily able to. And then so Fritz, he did a lot of talking about that.
Yeah, Luke is the monkey. It seems like it.
I'm going to include a link in this video to one of his longer biographies that he said on a different podcast. But I do think that just like a short introduction from Fritz about who he is and how he got to where he is with his expertise would probably be a good place to start. So Fritz, can you just kind of give a quick rundown of your history and biography, please?
Yes, in 1978, I felt the calling to expose the corruption in the churches.
Quickly,
I did
if we
that
pause
for about 6 months and was talking.
So this guy is a Christian, just to like make that clear. And there are going to be some biblical topics. Hopefully we can get to part 3, because that part is, because obviously with the Illuminati, it's all doom and gloom. That's not necessarily the message here. The message is actually like a lot about Christ. And that's another reason why I really like this video, because not only are you getting it from the source who knows a lot about it, but a lot of the other sources kind of just, it's all bad and they don't really bring it back to, you know, the ultimate truth, which is Jesus. Yeah. You can continue, sir.
Cool.
Out of continuing by some Christians, about 10 years later, I picked up where I had left off. But in order to expose what's going on in the churches, take care of the corruption in the churches, you have to expose what's going on in the world. So in 1990, I stepped forward and started publicly exposing the world order. And I did thousands of hours of research into the Illuminati. I was looking at the Illuminati from the outside in. It's like going up to somebody's house and looking in the window to try to figure out what's going on. But then I met, in 1991, I met 4 women who had been teamed together in the Illuminati that were a support team to escape. And because I had 4 people whose stories collaborated, I finally got to see the Illuminati from the inside. And that was like somebody had opened up the door and let me in.
Ooh, it won't stop again.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, it's a
And
little better.
so
Yeah, I was just getting the best.
they really focused my research, because they told me that there were 2 things that were important. There were the bloodlines, and there was the mind control, the trauma-based mind control. So you see, before I met them, I had written the Be Wise as Serpents book. But then a few years later, I put together a...
Yeah, babe, I seen your WhatsApp. Apparently aliens are coming by November. The UK is full of them. And they came by boat though. Obviously.
Series of articles I did on the bloodline, and came out with Bloodlines of the Illuminati, which has been out since 1995. And then I followed that with
that long.
3 books.
Yeah. See, if you want to pause really quick, this guy, he's pretty old, and he doesn't really do podcasts and things like that. And when he does, obviously he's on this guy's channel with like less than 1,000 views. So you got to search to even find his recent stuff. But yeah, like his book is pretty old. So obviously, like, there takes some clarification in the modern day, because it was written, you know.
I'm gonna have to read these books, because usually
Wise as Serpents is a great book. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
That's all right. No, because usually I just get like synopsis of them. I hear what they're about, but and from other people's points of views or videos or whatever. But I haven't actually checked these books out for myself, so I should actually do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting, very interesting, man. And obviously very true. I mean, a lot of people will tell you that the Illuminati is just a scare thing, doesn't really exist.
I mean, he calls them by name. It's just, he knows exactly like everything about him. It's crazy. And some of the things he's gonna say, I don't even want to spoil it. It goes pretty deep.
All right, cool.
And you might ask, was there a reaction from the other side? Yes, there was lots of reaction from the other side, but thank the good Lord, I'm still here, and that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, great. So yes, and your expertise is really what made me reach out to you now, because we have a mutual acquaintance, an investor.
Oh, as well, guys. Sorry, if you just want his channel, just I'll give you this link, just in case you want to sub to his channel.
Give reporter who I know, who said that years and years ago he had talked to you and said that there had been a vote inside the Illuminati to take everything public. They were tired of running from the shadows, ruling from the shadows. They wanted everybody to know that they were in charge of things. And, this dovetailed to me with something that I had read many years ago called the externalization of the hierarchy by a theosophist named Alice Bailey. And at the time when I read it years ago, it sounded like a pretty good thing. But from what we're seeing so far and now, it seems like a terrible.
That's the problem with some things, though. When you see them, if you judge them by the cover, I suppose, sometimes it does look like a good thing. Sometimes what politicians say seem like good things and stuff like that. But when you finally get the non-payoff, is it actually a good thing? No. So that's a problem with some stuff. Hey, Banana, good to see you, man.
Thing. So I guess if you could address, is what we're seeing now a case of the Illuminati going public, and is this the realization of the externalization of the hierarchy as prophesized by Alice Bailey?
Yeah, Alice Bailey was Illuminati, and so her prophecies. That all goes back to the OTO and.
Banana, what's it like with these children? He says, remember when plastic surgery was a taboo subject? Now you mention Botox and nobody raises an eyebrow. It's because no one can.
Yeah. That's actually good. Yeah.
It is pretty good. Stanley comes out with them all.
Theosophical Society and all of that, which is, I'm not going to get into all those connections, but they connect directly into the OTO, and the Theosophical Society connect directly into the Illuminati. The Illuminati is a secret society that isn't in the public's eye, or hasn't been. And Theosophical Society and
no, it's not. I mean, public certainly know about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, your normal public will just see it as like, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, maybe it's a scare-tastic tactic, maybe it's something I don't worry about.
But they have ways to basically be in public while not actually being like, oh, hey, we're Illuminati. Like, if they control this organization or this, then they basically are, without actually saying like, oh, hey, here we are, we're over here. You know what I mean?
Hidden in plain sight. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
100%. And the cliche, it's a cliche now, in that hidden in plain sight. But some things are cliche because they're true.
Yeah. I mean,
OTO at least are things that you can tangibly see in the here and now.
Yes.
So yeah, she was saying, and there are different facets to the externalization of the hierarchy. One is the hierarchy themselves are going to be more visible, but more than that is they're going to take all the rituals and the mumbo jumbo and the occult stuff that they were doing in secret and bring it out into the public. It's going to be externalized into public life. So you watch the Paris Olympics, and they were, which I didn't, I just heard about it secondhand, but that's externalization of the hierarchy. They're taking all this occult ritual stuff and throwing it right in our face.
And they do that with everything, bro. With movies, with music. Obviously, he brought up the Paris Olympics where they did that massive like ritual with a golden man or whatever.
That's right.
I mean, even the Super Bowl, a lot of sporting events. I mean, it's all
musical.
The way he describes it seems all kind of a piece of like externalizing in a way and being like, oh yeah, this is who we really are, but we're not just gonna literally wave a flag that says we're Illuminati. You know what I mean? Like
you see and I don't even music videos, but in general,
yeah, those are the worst.
Absolutely.
Depending on the music.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to, like you say, the Super Bowl and stuff like that, where there's musical events happening, it all comes together, and it's all like a mass ritual, you know?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
In fact, they even a number of kingpins of the Illuminati interacted with me, and it was under consideration by them because they felt like.
Are you able to speed this up slightly? This guy talks so slow, and I do want to get through this. Just like ever so slightly. I think it'll actually help a lot.
Just speed up on here, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 5.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think it shouldn't mess up his voice or anything. We'll still be able to interpret everything.
I'd stared him face to face.
No, it's fine.
And two, my material described them better than anybody. And they thought, well, you've done all this research into the Illuminati. Maybe you could work with us and you could write a history of it. And we'll open up our secret libraries that are hidden in certain places in Europe, and you could go in. We'll give you a team of researchers to help you. And you could write a history of us for the public. So they were trying to include me in their externalization process. But it didn't work because I think they wanted me to to gush over.
It actually doesn't seem like his voice has changed. It seems like he's actually talking normally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he talks very slow. Yeah.
Oh wow, he's actually talking normally now. Wow.
For their offers of making me a successful person and rich, and instead I'm my own person. I can't be bought.
Right.
So I think they realized this person isn't for sale, which probably disappointed them. I wasn't as obedient as they felt was necessary, so they dropped the idea.
I wonder who they got.
I'm always leery of these people. You know, well, and I agree with them. They said the same thing as They said, you know, be close to your friends and closer to your enemies. And I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, I love to be close to my friends, but you know, I want to be close to my enemies too.
Well,
right.
There is truth in that. You know, I mean, absolutely. I mean, even within Christianity, I mean, you've got to bless your enemies, you know, and pray for your enemies and that anyway. But I understand where he's coming from. There is truth in that. Absolutely. You know the people you know, but you know what I mean? You need to get to know your enemies to be able to be their enemies. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
That's true. Also, yeah.
On the same page for a while.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, again, I remember that quote from Stanley Kubrick. He was like, "Never get close to real power." You know, I think that's probably pretty good advice. So, you know, one thing that I touched on, and I'd mentioned this to you prior, is it had always been explained to me that there were like 13 primary Illuminati bloodlines, and then there were also 7 primary secret societies or / societies with secrets. And
that's where I'm lost, because I know there's Illuminati, I know there's secret societies, I know that they kind of all together probably make the Illuminati, but how many secret societies? I know the Skull and Crossbones, whatever, but all these amounts, I mean, there's so many, isn't there? You just can't, to find out about them all, especially when they're secret, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be impossible. You know, you get information about some of it, but you're not going to know absolutely everything.
The bloodlines were scattered among these 7 secret societies, which, to my personal conspiracy theory, is maybe there are actually 8 now. I don't know. That's just my thing, and I'm not going to get into that. But you had mentioned that this is really not the case, that it's not just 7 secret societies. There's an untold number, and that the bloodlines are scattered across. Can you go into detail about that a little bit, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the way that, I hadn't really thought how I was going to approach this, so it's taking me a minute to gather my thoughts. But I'm going to give what the structure is.
You're off to shoot the moon. I hope you mean like as in shoot it with a video camera or a phone, and not actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Bless you, man. Tim Boyle, bless you.
And then I will
Thanks,
different secret societies. So Satan chose some bloodlines that he was going to work with, and he's basically said, "I will make you extremely powerful. You serve me, and everything will go your way, and you can control, and you can have all the money and power."
Shady E. What's that? And I've never seen you here before, but welcome, I think. So this is something I thought about. Is that a Peni Christian? I don't know what a Peni Christian is.
Pentecostal?
Is it Pentecostal? Okay.
Illuminati, some sort of secret society, all those religions. Well, yeah, no, they do make a lot of religions. Like, you're not wrong on that. And they have like a lot of these organizations. Obviously, I think they probably infiltrated the Catholic Church in a lot of ways and things like that. So that's I mean, I can see that in some ways.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there is definitely.
But ultimately, like, I mean, it is like pretty satanic. So, like, I think they obviously aren't infiltrating the true Church of Christ. Yeah, because we go against that. We're like the only ones, actually. I feel like most of these other religions would probably be A-okay with the New World Order. It's really just mostly the Christians that are like, no way, we're not taking the mark of the beast. We're not doing this. We're not, you know what I mean? It's just us. We're like the only opposition. They don't even care about the Muslims or the Jews. They've already convinced them not to believe in Christ. Yeah. So, I mean.
That's it. I mean, it's probably them that's coming into Christian churches and pushing doctrines that seem that align with Christianity, but then when you look at it deeper, it really doesn't. You know?
Yeah, and Fritz, he wrote a book called "Be Wise as Serpents," and the whole book is just basically exposing religious leaders that are actually Freemasons, and exposing a lot of like basically like churches that are like ran by these Illuminati people or Freemasons or whatever. That's what the whole entire book is about. So yeah, they do have an influence, but that doesn't mean they like made the religion or wrote the scriptures. They're just twisting it to fit their agendas, basically, to control people.
That's it. That's it.
Or you want power is more important to these people than money. Well, they control the way money is created. Like people that control the Federal Reserve, its shareholders, and then the people that answer to the shareholders, they create money, and they can send trillions of dollars towards the Illuminati secretly.
When it comes to money, there's nothing backing it anymore. It's just printed.
Yeah.
I promise to pay the. I think it says in our notes in the UK. I promise to pay the bearer on demand. You know, there's nothing. Once upon a time, if you had a note, you had to have gold or something back in it. Now it's just printed because it's digital as well. You know, it's madness.
So, money is not as important as power.
No,
but they got all of that. Satan, who the scripture says is the god of this world, said, "You serve me, you bring everything under subjection, and I will help you." You know, so these bloodlines have been around for a long time. Their last names have shifted and changed over the years, but there's been at the very top is the bloodline, which you'll oftentimes hear the Merovingians, the Holy Bloodline. You'll hear Jesus's bloodline and so forth like that. Well, they really believe that they are descended. That their holy bloodline is descended from both Lucifer and Christ. In fact,
that's obviously not true, but that is what they believe, obviously. But that's not true.
I mean, yeah,
that's why they're called Illuminated. They're illuminated. They think they're ancient descendants, or like, you know, these ancient gods or ancient leaders, or even, you know, in the worst case that. I mean, that's what they believe, but it doesn't make it true. And even if it is true, that doesn't necessarily like. I mean, I don't think God is necessarily like a favorite person. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean,
it's really about the heart. So that's not going to save you at the end of the day.
I mean, Christ has got a bloodline, but has Satan got a bloodline? I mean, I can't see. Satan's a separate. He was an angel, became Satan. You know, angel Lucifer. I mean, yes, he kind of tells the demons and that what to do. The fallen angels what to do. But has he got a bloodline? No. I mean, yes, the Nephilim through the Watch of Angels, the bloodline, but they were separate creations to Lucifer. It's not actually his blood, is it? So I don't think he has a bloodline. Is there evil bloodlines? Yes. Like Nephilim bloodline sort of thing, the Watcher's bloodline sort of thing. That would have been evil. That's why partly Noah's flood, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Satan would have a bloodline. And yeah, you can't be Antichrist and Christ at the same time.
Yeah, of course not.
That's a doctrine that the Mormons believe in, the doctrine that the Jehovah's Witnesses have preached long ago that they've never disavowed. And so you see some actual groups, Mormons, LDS, their founder, Joseph Smith Jr., Freemason, Illuminati, Bloodline, Charles Taze Russell, who founded the Watchtower Society, Freemason, Illuminati Bloodline. You know, so it's no surprise that they promulgate this.
That's true, babe. I don't know where you got the point from either. Honestly, at the point state, I mean, I think you just mean the state of the world right now. You can only trust in God. Absolutely, babe, 100%. Do you guys believe that doing rituals or prayers to Satan could give you supernatural powers or things? No. I believe people who do that, they're not given powers. It's just stuff done in the demonic realm. They don't have powers themselves, and I would never mess with it to try it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's all deception, yeah.
It's all deception. Yes, there's such things as magic and all that kind of stuff, but it's all demonically. It's all demonic. It's all in the dark spiritual realm sort of thing. This is not something we should be messing with. It's not us that gets the powers. We can't control it. You can activate it, I suppose, but you can't control it. No. So we don't get given powers, no. Not in that way. I would try it.
Important Illuminati doctrine about this Merovingian bloodline. And at the very top, they
pray to Satan. No, I wouldn't.
No,
even
of course not.
I would not talk to Satan. The only way I talk to anything demonic is if I'm.
Oh, why
demonic.
would they? No, I think he typed in 2 questions. They do it because they receive obviously power and things, right? But ultimately, that leads to their demise and destruction. And a lot of these people are full of their own lies, and they believe, all of the deceptions and the lies of the enemy. And that's ultimately that's what it is. It is all lies. It's based on that.
Yeah. And they get power here on Earth just because they've got money and status.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, that's why they do it ultimately. But that doesn't mean like that's like the right way to go. And even if you look at certain things, like ultimately the power of God is much higher than any of these things. And there's many satanic priests and witches and people that were in that, and they lost all of their powers. They were like, oh my gosh, this person prayed over me. Why I'm this high person, but yet the power of God is way beyond even their powers can comprehend. 100%. And then a lot of those people end up coming to God and coming to Christ. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I get what he's saying though, like because he's saying if they pray to Satan, are they getting powers?
They're not getting powers. No, it's demonic. It's demonic.
Yeah, I mean it's
powers themselves. No,
but
it might be asked. Something might happen. What they ask to happen. Do you know what I mean? But what are they swapping in exchange? Their life.
I hate how you paused it with them doing the Illuminati triangle.
Oh yeah, no way, no way. The old mocking mouth look.
No.
Yeah, and that other bloke looks like he's got.
I'm sure that was just bad timing, but that's funny.
That's my timing, isn't it? So say again. Yeah, no, I know,
but he does. No, that other bloke looks like he's got a moon behind his head.
He does, yeah.
No, but I get it because there's got to be some kind of summit. If they're getting, whether it's Satan doing it or whatever, if they're praying to Satan, they're getting their money and their power.
Yeah. But ultimately, you have to do things.
You've got to remember, Satan. Because you don't. Anyway, Satan is.
But you don't just get to go do that and live happily. You lose your mental. You probably have to sacrifice somebody or do something terrible. Yeah. You're gonna be like mentally not like you're not gonna have a sound mind. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be
Look at Alistair Crowley. Look at Alistair Crowley.
You're gonna be whack in the head for sure.
Yeah. I mean, his last entry in his diary ever was a weak erection. I mean, because he did sex magic, so it bugged him that he had a weak erection. That was his last entry. I mean, he became an addict and everything, you know.
Have you not heard of Viagra?
Not back then, though. Right. Okay. Can we go on?
Love you.
Continue, Vicky.
Have the top of their pyramid, they have certain councils, committees, and certain people. That's the hierarchy. And the hierarchy, I exposed the women's. There was a castle over there, Chateau Amaroy. It's the Mother of Darkness castle, and I exposed that, and they had to eventually quit doing their Mother of Darkness high level rituals there and had to move it to another castle. Excuse me. So that's the hierarchy, but there's an anarchy level, and the anarchy level are many different groups that you wouldn't think are at all related. You know, they have different names.
Yeah, so you've probably got your ultimate Illuminati, secret societies and all that, and then little groups beyond that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and all of these groups are supposedly different and individual, and they supposedly claim not to have any connection. But then when you go all the way up, you see, oh, wow, they're all controlled by the same people.
Yeah.
But these groups aren't necessarily talking together. It's the people that control these groups talking together.
Well, it's Satan ultimately orchestrating it, isn't it? So whether they know they're together or not, they are. You know. Yeah. They're doing the same thing. They're practicing Luciferianism at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Their rituals are different and everything, and that's the anarchy level. So you got this anarchy level that's got a lot of different secret societies, orders, and covens and whatnot, and they will have key people in those that send back to headquarters what's going on. They will keep tabs on them, but you won't be able to really see any connection between all of them. Okay, so that's the actual structure. And And that makes sense if you understand what the word occult and arcane and esoteric mean. There's the word occult, arcane, and esoteric all mean the very same thing. They mean secret hidden knowledge. That means there's esoteric knowledge and exoteric. So the exoteric is what you see. You see the anarchy level.
Yeah.
There's confusion out there. And it looks like none of them are cooperating or working together. And then the esoteric is the hierarchy level. The same thing goes for religion. It's like the pieces of a pie. All these pieces of a pie look like competing religions. That's the anarchy level. And it makes no sense. You go, well, the Catholics are against the Masons, the Seventh-day Adventists against the Catholics, the Baptists against the Seventh-day Adventists.
The opposite to that, I would say, would be like us, the body of Christ. This part of Christ does that. That person in Christ does that. We're all part of the body of Christ. Well, they're all part of the body of Satan. But but I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the opposite that we do.
Right.
See, everything that Satan does is mimicry and inversion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plagiarist.
It's just confusion out here, the anarchy level. But there is a hierarchy level. They have key people in all of those different religions, and they can steer those different religions. So surprisingly, and a lot of the directives for these different religious groups or leaders come through the United Grand Lodge there in London. And so the Grand Mufti, which you know, our perception of him is he's Muslim. Well, he's in Cairo, but he's taking orders from the Illuminati that come through the United Grand. It's a Masonic lodge.
Yeah,
United.
I'm saying you might be taking orders from someone you just think you're higher, but where are they taking orders from? Where's that person taking orders from? Where's the person before that taking orders from?
Yeah,
you know, hierarchy.
And likewise, Jewish rabbi that's there in Jerusalem, and so that's what we're seeing is the anarchy.
You've got our grandfather from your mother's side that has a Freemasonry, which is never really questioned. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my uncle Graham, he was a Freemason, really low down. He spoke about being a Freemason, but he never spoke about it. He never even told my dad about it. But then found out later on he ended up being a PDF. He ended up being my Uncle Graham.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad always says about his own brother. I mean, they're half brothers, but still, my dad always said there's something weird about my brother. I'm telling you, he always said it. And it happened to my cousins. Never happened to me because I think my Uncle Graham would have known what my dad would have done. You know. Yeah. It happened to my other cousins. He didn't get accused of it for 20 years, but he admitted it. He admitted it in the end. He only got 2 years probation because of how it happened and because of his mental state. Yeah, madness. He's dead now, but you know. Anyway, that's by the by.
Now, getting back to your question about, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible so I don't use up all of our time on one question, but when you go, you know, and I have looked at what people are saying, and I'll give you an example of what people say. Oh, the Freemasons are one of the top 7 secret societies in the world, you know, and it's like, do you understand what Freemasonry is, people? Freemasonry is hundreds of different organizations.
Yeah.
Some related, some not. There's the York.
There's different types as well.
There's the Memphis Rite.
Scottish and
there's all these different rites. And granted, they all can tie back in together, just like I've been describing an anarchy level and a hierarchy level. But what is Freemasonry? It's not one secret society. It's many different things. You know, you got women's branch out here at different kinds. And then what about all these organizations that Freemasonry created and controlled? I mean, are those part of Freemasonry? Or let's go to the Triad. So the Triads is a similar organization in that it's not an organization.
So let me just say, in case people don't know, the Triads would be the Asian organized crime, correct?
Exactly. But there are hundreds of different Triad secret societies.
Well,
many different names and different hierarchies. And so when you say the Triads, you're not describing one unified thing.
Yeah, it's like saying mafia as well. There's so many different mafias or parts of the mafia or whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not saying it's. Sometimes they don't even know they're related. They're not even. Sometimes they don't know they're all for the same cause.
Right.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? And that's a bit like compartmentalization, isn't it, really?
Or when you say Rosicrucians, there's quite a few different Rosicrucian groups. And historically, there's been different ones. And then if you say OTO, there's 4 OTO. So
OTO is the Order of the Oddfellows, I think.
Order of the
Oddfellows, I think.
Oddfellows, okay.
I think, and the funny part is, or no, Ordo Templi, or I don't know what this is. It's a fraternal religious organization. It looks pretty. Doesn't look good. I'm looking at the logo. It looks awful.
Oh, you're looking at it now.
Yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Some type of secret society.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell just by the logo.
Yeah. Well, it says it's a fraternal organization, so
Well,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and if like even somebody that's in a fraternity from school, from college, whatever, they probably don't realize that.
Well, those are tied back to a lot of these things as well. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, a lot of those are like literally like just baby
low level,
occultism.
Very low level. Yeah. I mean, but they probably don't realize it themselves, you know. But I mean, look at what they do. They humiliate and stuff like that. What do you call it again when they do that? I did a stream on it. There's a name for what they
like the humiliation rituals or whatever.
Yeah, hazing or something. Hazing.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. Humiliation ritual. Yeah.
Mad.
When they say Freemasonry, they're thinking one organization. Well, it's not one organization. What is behind these organizations? That's
mafia style.
Lines of the Illuminati book, and I'm going to show people what that looks like.
Please do.
There's a lot of fake books out there purporting to be my book.
No, that's the real deal. That's the real deal.
People.
Yes, I've seen. Yes, I've seen the people who have ripped off this stuff and like broken it into 2 or 3 volumes. So
you can Google it, but there's like a version. Like it's on the CIA website, which is kind of weird because if you Google his book, you'll get like a PDF from the CIA library, but it's not the full book. They've like omitted a lot, so but you can get a lot of the information for free.
That's too bad. But before I go on, like I understand that there are different branches of Freemasonry, and the triads or whatever. But as you work your way up towards the pyramid, is there not one master mason who oversees all of Freemasonry, and then it goes down into like subsidiaries, or no?
That's a good question.
No. What controls these different groups is the Illuminati. And all these people that come at me and say, Chris doesn't know anything.
Maybe
Illuminati is not all that.
The Illuminati.
That's the controlling. That's the hierarchy controlling all these different groups. So that's why the mother of secret society is the Illuminati.
Okay, but
another word to describe it would be generational Satanism.
Right. Yes.
That's literally
Illuminati.
Ricky said that. You don't identify as a conspiracy theorist, so identify as seeing through Paul.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, no, what he said, absolutely.
Because that's the term they use, because they believe they've been illuminized to divinity.
Right. Which actually, I mean, again, I want to stick to the stuff. I could ask you 1,000 questions, but I'm going to stick to the stuff that I think needs to be more broadly discussed. And so while we're talking about these secret societies and the bloodlines, one of the things I've been reading about recently is that even above these 13 Illuminati families, there's something called the Black Nobility.
Flats in the who's. Good to see you, man.
No, brother.
Have you finished? You've not finished already, Flats. You've probably still got another hour to go. Haven't you? Just saying hello. Bless you, man.
Which you say is actually that's not the case, that they're not above the Illuminati families. Can you expound upon that a bit? Because that's
have you ever heard of the Black Nobility?
Yeah, the Black Nobility.
I've never.
No.
Prior to this, I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, you searched it now.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I was curious if you're familiar.
Go generationally back to the Roman Empire, the Roman emperors, right? So they've been around for a long time. This is what I'm talking about. I frequently, when I'm talking to people, I say, way back in antiquity, you had these powerful bloodlines. Like the first 5 emperors of the Roman Empire were connected genetically. They're considered a family. And the Orsini Black Nobility family is a derivative of it. Okay. And then where did those original
you must have done a lot of deep diving, do a lot of research to know all this, man. Because I mean, obviously I've heard of Illuminati Bloodlines, heard of secret societies, certain things they do and all that, but to know this much. No, I've
No,
never
this
known
is the
that.
guy. He can literally trace the whole lineage and all that. This is like, I don't know anybody that has more experience on it than him. And it's a shame that even when he does do recent interviews, they get no views. So I'm glad we're going over it.
Fair play.
Because nobody else is like everybody else has pieces. He's kind of got like most of the puzzle. I'm not gonna say he has everything, but
No.
he can kind of bring it all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like one person might be like, oh my gosh, I saw this. I have this little piece of it. And then another person over here, he kind of like generalizes in a way and has it all in one place, I guess.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
First come from. They didn't come out of the blue. They had antecedents too. The thing is,
well, it's not. I mean, in 2012 and that, before like between 2012 and 2017, before everybody started getting shadow banned and that, it was spoken about a lot more. You know what I mean? Now it seems to have like back of the thing. I get it because people were getting like kind of too much into it, and YouTube were getting banning people and all that.
Well, he kind of gets into that, man. I think in a later episode, hopefully we can get to that. He talks about how, I mean, if they had it their way, we would have already been in a new world order a long time ago. But the public consensus is just not there yet, and there's too many people speaking out against it. And there's even some disagreements within like these families themselves, how they want to run the world and things. But he'll get into that.
Okay. What's that? Trevor Moore, Illuminati. Where? Okay. Trevor Moore. Okay. What's that?
Still waiting for Janusz to hop in. I feel like he'd have a lot to add to this.
Yeah. Big Bang, good to see you. He said here, check out it later. It's definitely a copyright situation. Yeah, what's the video? Trevor Moore, High in Church, Illuminati. 3-minute one. Okay. Copyright in which way? Okay, I'll check it later. I'll check that later. Let me put it in my watch later. Watch later. It's only a 3-minute one, so check that later. Right. Nice one, Pine.
Yeah, so I think we're almost done with this episode anyways, because they're about to get into the Trump assassination stuff, which we can just summarize that.
Okay.
Is that I ask people, I say, look, there's always been the common people, the serfs, and then these pharaohs that are godlike that everybody worships and can have all the food and all the money and all the health care and everything that they want, while everybody else is a starving serf and scraping by. When did the elite, when in history, ask yourself, when in history did the elite that are controlling things ask themselves, you know what, we're tired of ruling things. We're just going to turn this over to the common schmuck. Never. There was never a time in history where those powerful elite families said, you know, we're tired of this. We're just going to let the common schmucks out there, the useless eaters, we're going to turn it over to them. No, they never did. All they did is so that they didn't catch any flack, they went underground, so to speak, where it's harder for us to see. But you had the Pope. The Pope lost the papal state, and the armies came in and took over the Vatican. Okay, so if the black nobility were so powerful, how come they couldn't prevent their position being captured? They couldn't. And then Napoleon, he came into Rome. Napoleon was a Freemason. He came into Rome. He took over all their wealth. I mean, he controlled everything.
Yeah.
Look how he stood, Napoleon, with his bloody hand in his thing. Yeah.
No, if these people were so powerful, they could have stopped Napoleon, but they didn't. So what happened was, the Pope, this was in 1968, if I remember correctly, he took away some of the privileges of some of these black noble families that had been loyal to him, even during those periods when the Vatican had been seized, had been under occupation. He took away some of their privileges, like they had privileges of having special license plates on their vehicles that were, people need to understand the Vatican is a separate country, right? And the black nobility
sending all over now. Nice one, Flat.
Are dual national.
Thanks, man. Send Janusz for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely want to talk to him.
As Vatican citizens. And he took away their privilege to have license plates. Well, if these people are running the world, they can't even stop the Pope from taking over their license and removing their privilege to have Vatican license plates. These people are not running the world. They couldn't even stop the Vatican being captured a couple times. No, these bloodlines have moved in to mix with the Illuminati
Sandro, good to
Hey,
see you.
Sandro. What's up,
Good to see
brother?
you,
bloodlines. Because what happens is these powerful bloodlines, they're out sort of like with radar, and they're looking. And any family that has a lot of political power, financial power, and occult power, they want to thread that in. It's like a rope. They want to take that and weave it in. It's like braiding a girl's hair. You know, they want to braid that back. They want to genetically bring that in to make themselves more powerful. You either join them or get destroyed. You know, and so.
Hey, Janusz.
Hey guys, sorry,
what's up, brother?
totally forgot, and later I remind myself, oh shit, I need to go, I promise I will be there.
Yeah, no, you're good. You missed a little bit, but not too much.
All right. What was talking about, this one?
So, I think so far we've gone over, so are you familiar with Fritz Springmeier?
Of course.
Yeah, so he's just gone over, basically, right now he's talking about the black nobility and how, like, they're like, lower to the Illuminati, like, they're still, like, and then I think prior to that, he was talking about, he touched on a few topics. I kind of forget. My mind's drawing a blank here. Really just the bloodlines and things like that. You haven't missed too much.
Right.
About the
He
small
has good knowledge.
society.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
I
mean?
have to... You go on, sorry.
I'm saying he was talking about the smaller societies, like it's not just.
Oh yeah,
like the Masons are it. Well, it's not just the Masons. Even the Masons are split into other Masons and stuff like that. So
yeah, he was talking about the externalization of the hierarchy and how there's like an anarchy level, and essentially like there's hundreds of different organizations that may not actually look like they're working together on any capacity, and they all seem different.
Yeah.
But at the top, it's these Illuminati people, so to speak, that are calling the shots for all of these. But at the bottom level of like the pyramid, so to speak, at the anarchy level, as he calls it, you're not. It is all anarchy. It's confusion. These people don't necessarily look correlated with these people.
I get you,
but at the top, they all are, essentially.
He's using as well, that was, I'm going to speak with him, because he's using anarchy in the wrong meaning, because anarchy really means no rulers. That's what anarchy is. But in his perception, anarchy is mayhem and the burning and so on, and everyone for himself. No, that's not the anarchy. But he uses this phrase. Another thing is, he came with a great book, 13 Bloodlines, but I want to expand on this because it's exactly 26 bloodlines.
Yeah, so he's talking about the black nobility now, which I think there's like 7 of those or whatever.
Hey, Canal, good to see you, man.
So maybe those are part of it.
Can't even remember which
I
bloodlines
don't know what you mean by that, Pine. Says it's funny too. I always see you watching stuff I think is funny too. If you don't know Trevor Moore's stuff, he was on Whitest Kids, you know, and always covered Moonland in 9/11, etc. I don't know. I'm not sure unless I see his face. I'm not sure, but I don't know what you mean by. It's just funny. I always see you watching funny stuff. I think is funny too. I don't think this is funny. I think this is terrible. Terrible.
I hate to laugh. Like, it's funny that you said that, honestly.
Yeah, it's funny that you said it like that, but I mean, I don't find this stuff funny. I mean, I think it's terrible, obviously, because it's evil. Yeah, no, I know. I've got that link, but I can't watch it right now. I've got to try. I think there's three of these videos, and I've got to try and get through 3 of them, or as much as I can before I do my movie night. You know what I mean? So I'm here like kind of all night.
Did he mention about anything about the levels of Freemasonry yet, or not yet?
No, he hasn't really gone into that. He was just basically like, the only thing he's brought up about Freemasonry is that it's kind of decentralized in a way, and there's a lot of different Freemason organizations.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily as simple as like, it's like labeling. It's more of a label than like a specific thing, you know, because you could say Freemason, it can mean a lot of different things.
Yes, but mainly Freemasonry. Look, don't get me wrong. Masons on the low level, they're usually good people.
Yeah.
But what they do, they look into them. Of course, they check their background. They're looking for the certain specific of the character, because they check who they are.
Well, that's kind of what he's going into now, actually, because he's saying these black nobility bloodlines, the Illuminati was seeing them, and they were looking like, okay, we like your character, we like how it goes, and they're trying to bring them in as well, in the same sense that the Masons
Yes.
do that on the lower level. They also are basically doing the same thing on a higher level.
Yeah, but they need cover, because each this kind of institution who is doing very bad things, they need to have legitimate purpose. And those people on the bottom, for example, they are buying what's it called, ambulances for the hospitals, and to help people, and they're really helping community, around. So, but there's on the bottom level. To get higher, with each level, you have to go and swear. You have to say, we blindfolded, and so on.
Yeah.
Probably you've seen that I have a few videos.
Oh yeah,
from the
for
hidden
sure.
camera. Yeah. So they use it as a cover on the bottom. And he mentioned, I can't remember about which families he mentioned. I think he mentioned about the multiple Italian families. That's why Vatican is in Rome, because it's Roman Catholic Church, and there are plenty of Italian families.
Yeah, I think right now he's talking about them. I don't know exactly who the black nobility entails. I'm sure, obviously, there's names
give it the list. Give me a
specifically.
second. Did he mention? I think probably he didn't even bring the Jesus into it, because it's all connected. Because
yeah. I mean, he doesn't really talk too much about the Jews as far as I know.
Yeah, I always have problem with this word Jews, which was invented and heavily promoted from the 1200. Sorry, in 1200 it was mentioned, 1314, 1500 there was some mentions about Jews, but no in the recorded history word Jew was used before 1200s. Then it was heavily promoted by the King James Bible, heavily, and King James was Mason, so it's all deception, all lies. It looks like he's moved because he was Protestant. Yes, it looks like he's fighting against the village Vatican, but it's not, because it's one and the same club. Like
exactly.
Jesuit
Yeah,
and
that's
Jews.
kind of the point he was trying to make as well. That they all look not necessarily connected, and he also brought up a point that there's certain religious leaders in all these religions, and that the religions are also controlled by these people. Like there's a Muslim leader that takes orders from the lodge in London.
Of course.
There's a Jewish rabbi, he takes orders from that same lodge in London. So they yeah.
Right.
So I can give you the families if you want, the surnames. I have it somewhere listed. I always forget one or two, so that's why I just want to go by the list. Where it is.
Right, I'm going to play it to the end of this.
Yeah, let's try to keep playing just so we can get through it. Because we can sit here talking about it for an hour without even playing the video. Which I'm cool with that.
I just mentioned the families I have gone through. Full list, 26, because it's only coming with the 13. So, Aldo Brandini, Astor, Borgia or Borgia. Borgia or Borgia, depends how you pronounce it. Breakspear, Bundy, Chigi, Collins, Colonna, Conti, Dupont, Este, Farnese, Freeman, Gaetani, Kennedy, Lee, Medici, Onassis, Orsini, Pamphili, Reynolds, Rockefeller, Rothschild, Russell, Somaglia, and Van Dune.
I think you're missing the Baravians, the Mulvinians. There's a couple other ones too.
Talking Merovingians?
Yeah, I think it's the Baravians, Mulvinians. There's a few. I think he brought up the Mulvinians. He was saying the Mulvinians are like the worst of the worst earlier. They think they're descended from like the devil or God.
Orsini are the worst. That's what I found. So yeah, look, might looking at from different perspectives, because you look into some stuff, so he thinks they're the worst because of this. I might think they were worse because of that, Yeah, they're all bad. Let's
when I say worse, I just say they have like the worst like connections. They think they're like actually descendant from like the devil and things like that. Like that's like as bad as it gets. You know what I mean? Like some people are like, oh yeah, I'm descended from Nimrod, or I'm descended from this ancient Jew, but to say something like that, it's crazy.
Hold on a minute. So maybe I didn't read the room properly when I came in. I just saw it the other day. I thought you might have had find a few of these videos entertaining as well, but they are comedy, not serious. My bad.
I think he's talking about the video he sent you.
Yeah, it's not, you're on about the video you sent. That's comedy. Yeah, I haven't had to look at it. I'll look at it. Yeah, I don't know if it's comedy because I haven't had to look at it. I didn't think you were talking about this video. That's not what I was saying. I just didn't know. I didn't know what you. No, I thought you were finding this funny as well when you said that, but you're obviously talking about the other video. Your video, obviously. It's all good. Don't worry. You haven't said anything wrong, man. Anyway, come on. So we get this video finished to get on to the next one.
Yeah, let's try.
There's only like it's on 125, and there's only 5 minutes in it left. So
Juliet, that was a battle between the
there's
Guelphs
3 videos
and
in there. I don't know.
Italy, but
Yeah, there's
also
3, yeah.
in all of Europe.
But I think
This relates
like
to
the
Black
first half of the
Rebellion.
next video, we're probably gonna skim through that because the end of this, he starts talking about Trump's assassination and like the beginning of the next one,
Right.
which is kind of like, I mean, we can talk about it, but I think that's kind of off the
What,
point.
the Trump
of, like,
assassination? No,
the attempted assassination.
Yeah, exactly. The bogus attempt.
But it's, I mean, I'll just summarize. It's all kind of skeptical, but he basically says like, yeah, it could definitely be like some dude mind controlled.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look in the right state. If you look at his eyes, he's all bug eyed, and he looks like he's mind controlled out. And he's saying probably a psyop. Maybe he didn't get shot. If he did get shot, it was like a sniper shooting because it was an excellent shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just basically a psyop. I mean, I've already come to that conclusion anyway. So
of course.
He wasn't shot in the ear because if he would be, blood would be literally everywhere.
yeah.
Because
Sure.
when I was child, I was hit by the teacher in my ear, and I was bloody as fuck. Believe me, man, blood was everywhere because it's a lot of veins, not veins,
blood vessels.
Arteries,
blood vessels. Yes, that's it, blood vessels.
Oh,
Thank
hi,
you.
Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hello, PJ, Janos, and
Hello.
Jaydon, and everybody in
Hello.
chat. Hello.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
All right, let's try to finish the episode.
This took over all. This was all over Europe because there was a Holy Roman Emperor, and the Ghibellines felt like the Pope should be just a religious figure, and the Guelphs felt like he should be both a religious and a political figure. And the Guelphs won. The Ghibellines had the support from Northern Europe. And anyway, where I was going with this is Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
Romeo was a Guelph, Juliet was a Ghibelline. You
Yeah.
see, two factions. Well, ultimately, what are we seeing here with two factions? Well, Christ said something very.
Are you off to bed, babe? Good night. Good night. Love you.
Janos,
Good night, Vicky.
Sleep well.
Janos,
Yes.
all those names you just reeled off, these families. There's quite a few of them with Italian-sounding names. Am I right
Yes.
in saying they're not,
Yeah.
not actually
Yeah.
Italian? They're Phoenician.
Phoenicians, yes. Exactly. They're exactly descendants, bloodlines of the Nephilim. Majority
Yeah.
of them.
very profound. And this is something I've tried to.
Doesn't Nathan Reynolds talk a lot about that stuff?
That's why we have phonics, because Phoenicians were masters of the word. That's why we have telephone, because it's from phonics, from Phoenicians. That's how it is. And this technology comes from the Nephilim, fallen angels, because it's to control mankind and destroy mankind. So they are puppets in the devil's hands. They don't even get it. Sometimes they say they have downloads during the sleep, and they know how to solve some kind of problem when they have technological problem because they want to bring new technology. So the question is from where they're getting those downloads into their brain during dream, for example, from the devil.
Right.
To get people to understand, because they accused Christ of casting out demons by the power of Beelzebub. And Christ said, a kingdom divided against itself can't stand.
Right.
Satan isn't against himself. Now, a lot of people read that and misinterpret it. But he wasn't talking about United States. He wasn't talking about his kingdom. He was saying Satan's kingdom is not divided against itself. And it isn't. So ultimately, we have two factions, the Ghibellines, backed by the Northern Europeans, the Guelphs, and they're fighting. And they bring in all of Europe into their struggle. Okay, what do we got going on here?
He's very correct. That's why, for example, Trump now is bringing AI and investing a lot of money in AI. Why? Because they want to catch up with China. They're working freaking together. People don't get it. It looks like they're fighting each other, but they don't. It's all to divide and conquer. One of the oldest rules in the world by Sun Tzu, Art of War.
Any war they're having now is all agreed upon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And always after each war, they bring new regulations, new laws. For example, did you know that till the first war, you didn't need to have a passport to travel between countries? You were just passing the borders. But after first war, they introduced passport. because you are passing the port. It's related to maritime water. It's all Luciferian law.
Yeah.
That's what the Illuminati are all
Sorry.
about. Alien dialectic,
Well,
conflict. You do a synthesis from conflict. So to answer a question I imagine you're going to ask me is what's going on right now. We got Hegelian dialectic. So, Tom, we had the absolute worst libtard, liberal, crazy Democratic administration the last 4 years, totally destroying this country. And in reaction to that, they're going to give us the other radical side of the thing. They're going to give us a radical Republican agenda that's just as and they did this with Germany after World War I. They had the Weimar Republic. Germans were starving in the street. It was chaos. There was fighting in the street, communists. And then who came along? We're going to have law and order. We're going to give the German people 3 square meals a day. We're going to make Germany great again. And it was Adolf Hitler, and they democratically voted him in. And then everything looked great. There's a reason why
He was not right wing. He was left wing. People have misconception. National socialist. Socialism is always leftist, but they say he was right wing. He was not. Words have meaning. That's how you deceive people. Majority of people now think he was hardcore right wing. No, he was leftist, because the control of the country is always on the left side of the spectrum, political spectrum. He was controlling everything. The Nazi party. Don't get it.
Certainly left over here. That's for sure. It's ridiculous.
In this matter, I disagree with him.
Yeah, I disagree with him and someone on this as well. But he does have a point, because Trump isn't that great either. So I mean,
of course, but
that's the point he's making. They're going to give us the left, and then now everybody wants Trump, and it's not even like
we can be right as we can be right as much as the next man, but we're not always going to have it all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
Yeah. I made a short list, like 30 points. Who Trump really is.
Yeah.
I can bring it later if you want.
Yeah, if we have time, for sure. Yeah.
He had brought them from destitution, and he was making Germany great. But where did it lead to? Oh, disaster. That's where we're going right now, and Americans are going to be blamed for it. Never mind that his vice presidential candidate's a Bilderberger. Everybody's looking at him, and the mainstream media is like, oh, he's this poor common schmuck, No, he's a Bilderberger. Something happens to Trump, what are we going to get? So we're watching the show, and unfortunately, most of the American people are falling for it. And they're emotionally behind Trump. That we had this staged shooting, which going back to the mind control, any normal person would not have climbed up on that roof and acted like that guy did.
No, I got you. We're down to the last 90 seconds.
So we can switch to the next episode. It's on his channel. It should be easy to find.
Right.
And then we'll probably skip ahead, because obviously he's going to go in the whole Trump spiel and how that thing was decided, which that's cool.
Maybe bring those points about the Trump. That would be interesting. Possibly people noticed that, but didn't take it into consideration. So, ask yourself a question. Who is behind Operation Warp Speed? Who was and is the biggest big pharma seller and the jab pusher in history?
Yeah, so it's that one.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Who signed multi-generation debt stimulus bill worth $6.3 trillion related to CV? 1,452 pages in 3 days. Yeah, freaking write it in 3 days. Impossible. It was already created before that, because he's following the script. Supposedly money should go to the people, in this stimulus bill. People were listed on the 4th position on this bill and have received only a fraction of the money. First position, multiple insurance companies. Who was going to call total bankruptcy, but Rothschild helped him a few times. Trump, of course. Who said that he's fighting with the swamp, but took people from swamp. Fed, Rothschilds, banksters, and Zionists. Right? As he said we're fighting them, but he's working with them now. Who is supporting Chabad? Hardcore Zionists. One of the worst. Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, married to the hardcore Zionist, Jared Kushner, who signed Jewish Noahide laws, which they claim, if you don't believe in their version of God, you're idolater, and you have to lose your head. That's what they claim. So if they bring it, and he's pushing that now very hard, Christians will be losing their heads. Who set up January 6 protesters and then walks away knowing it was a trap? He said, "Meet me there." He never showed. He was never there. He didn't show up. He set them up. Who is promoting and supporting Gaza unliving? He's all the time giving money to Israel. Who is supporting 5G and 6G death towers? Who is supporting AI? Trump's chief of staff, Big Pharma lobbyist, Susie Wales. Again, he's fighting Big Pharma? No, he's taking Big Pharma under his wings. Who signed documents giving all power in the hands of FEMA? Probably didn't hear it. But when the CV started, he gave all power to FEMA. Now he is nothing compared to FEMA, because FEMA now have more power than president, vice president, speaker of the House, government, and Congress combined. They are more powerful. So that's why it's left versus right paradigm, divide and conquer. Yeah. Always was, always is, always will be. Absolutely. Escalation of drug war. Drug war? No, it's war on people, because someone has a minuscule amount of weed, going to jail. It's war on people. Of course. Seed oil lobbyist, chief of USDA. AI, biometric surveillance. That's what he's pushing. He said we need it on the air, on the land, and on the water. Right. His own speeches. 500 billion USA dollars for the mRNA. Virtual border wall. Zionist warhack cabinet. Tech bro collusion. WorldCoin. Stargate data centers. Technocratic control grid. And Jewish shield. So that's a few points about him.
Cool. Roger?
Yes.
Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Yeah. I could hear you on your stream last night. That was good, bro. I like that a lot. It was a good stream.
Thanks. Appreciate that. I started looking at some of that moon footage that you brought in. And I like that. That makes reference to Enoch and a lot of the...
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know if I agree with that woman on everything. She kind of does like a lot of Hebrew stuff. I haven't looked at all her videos, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch the whole thing yet, but I will.
Nice. Someone just mentioned about the big pine sailings, mentioned what he said. Trevor Moore song I heard the other day. It's time for guillotines. Yes, but for them. Did you know that the U.S. government has ordered, I think, 20,000 blades for the guillotines? And the main company which is creating guillotines, it's called the perfume one, Chanel.
Yeah.
Number 5. Is that what you're
Designer guillotines, huh? Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, you know, spacesuits are made by Prada now, so why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Mad.
Right. So I guess just try like 10 minutes, and then if they're still talking about Trump, just skip ahead more.
Right. So start at the beginning, see what they're saying, then.
Okay. No, just skip to like 10 minutes, because they're gonna go straight into the Trump talk. Yeah. Okay. If they're still talking about Trump, then we can go back, or we'll see what the.
Well, I wanted to come on and add something to that technology thing that you're talking about. Like Giannis was, when I worked in the industry, all the international companies, they collaborate when it comes to sharing the technology. They compete. They make an appearance of competition.
Of course,
but
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They share a lot. Yeah. But they're really after the contracts. That's what they compete over. That's
right.
And if they get the grant, the contract, they do it. Yeah.
So speed this up, because it's the same.
Yeah, probably 1.25. Yeah, that'll help. We'll get through it faster, and also he speaks so slow, anyways. It barely even sounds sped up.
No, it just sounds like normal when you speed it up. 1.25 there, so that's 1.25 in it. Yeah, cool.
Right. We'll see what they're talking
bring
about.
it on. Let's get rid of all this crazy agenda. Well, that's why they did it. They did it. It's Hegelian dialectic. We're good. And who got blamed for Hitler? Not Wall Street, who financed them. Not the corrupt. They arrested the Krupps at the end of World War II.
Okay. Not the Jews.
They should have been executed. The Krupps is an Illuminati bloodline that I expose in my Bloodlines Illuminati.
He doesn't talk about Hitler loads, does he? Because I got a whole stream taking it down just because I.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
Just because I spoke about Hitler's possible son. That's it.
Yeah, I think this is like he doesn't talk about it in depth or anything.
All right, cool.
I remember that, PJ. That
Quick
was
question: did he
I
mention
know,
about
you
the?
remember that, Roger? Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it? And it was nothing to do with Hitler's atrocities or anything like that. It was to do with him possibly having a illegitimate son. That was it. That was it.
Yeah. Did he mention about the Illuminati Ammonites? Ammonites, sorry, that's the word I think.
Not yet.
Right.
I don't recall.
Right.
No.
Because I can update it. And this, I can provide this info as well. Yeah. So they are kind of below them, because they're like they're not the children. They're teaching them. They're just below them, one step below.
Right.
Against Hitler, they were right in there using slave labor and everything else, but they were Illuminati, so they let them walk. You know, so who's going to take the blame for the?
Actually, remember, Roger, I didn't even just got my stream taken down for that. I got a warning for that. I got a warning, didn't I? Didn't get a strike, but I got a warning. Mad. Crazy.
It happens with the radical right. The American people, we voted it in. We're going to take the blame from the entire world.
Well, I mean, again, I can see it happening. I don't want to get too political because, I mean, from where I sit, it's, you know, if Kamala Harris gets elected, I don't see things improving much either, you know, and I don't consider you.
Doesn't matter who's elected because nobody's elected that's elected. It just doesn't matter.
Republican or Democrat. I might be wrong. I don't know. But so.
I believe in Christ.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Amen.
the ticket.
Yeah. Even if he was, he'd have a hard time. So
it's important now. I wanna interrupt. I wanna bring Christ now. I've said it before, but probably some people didn't hear before. Excuse me. When Christ said, "You builders, you didn't put me as your cornerstone," and as you know, cornerstone in the building is always on north, right? So he said to people, "You builders, you didn't put me as your cornerstone." It's very important. Why he didn't say, let's say, people from the Nile, from the Babylon, from the Greece, from the Rome, whatever, but he said specifically builders, because builders are masons.
Masons, yeah.
And if you go
back to Solomon with masonry, can't you?
Because they are all bloodlines: Illuminati, Masons, like Knights of Malta, Jesuits, whatever name you choose, it's all one and the same. Just different names for different times, different folks. But it's all one the same, controlled by the same entities in the same bloodlines. So now, if you go to the Masonic building, not in each, but in a lot of them, you will find on the ceiling, on the wall, on the floor, or sometimes on the flag, which is on the wall, or standing alone, you will find kind of compass, depiction of compass on this flag. If you put next to it compass, you will find that the north, their north on this compass, on their flag, is not on the north, because their north is Lucifer, it's not God, it's not Christ. That's what it is.
Do they have the east at the top? Janusz.
Sorry?
I said, do they have the east at the top of the compass?
They have what? H?
East.
Jesus, I can't remember. That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure it is facing towards the east.
Shit, I can't remember.
I would say so.
This is what when you go to deprogram these people that have trauma-based mind control, the programming sets up these double binds. If you go this way, you're binded. If you go that way, they intentionally. This is Illuminati programming. It's what they're masters of.
Yes.
I think we can go a little further.
I could see why we got into MK Ultra. I could see how we got into the mind programming thing. If he's talking about Illuminati programming, then he's going to, you know what I mean?
Well, he was talking about the Trump shooter in this context, I think.
Yeah.
And I probably like,
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying, I think we spoke at the same time.
Oh, I was saying maybe skip a little far ahead because he's just like a couple minutes because he's still talking about the Trump shooter. That's what he's on about right now. He's like, oh, he's probably mind controlled and all that. And I get that, but
that's good. Yeah.
I think we could all probably
need a
figure
middle
that
of the road. You know, what he's saying makes a lot of sense, but we can go back to like this American when Lincoln was getting elected, they had 4 presidential candidates. They had a moderate candidate. So even though Robert Kennedy is saying a really good platform, it's not very conceivable that he's going to win the election.
No.
Neither was it the one moderate candidate if I remember correctly, in the 1860 election, took 2 border states, but it gives the people a middle of the road choice, which makes it look like we are actually have some choice.
Oh shit!
Choices out here, so that they could be allowing him to do his thing, or maybe he's just controlled opposition. I don't know. I really don't know. I do know this though, that the Kennedy family lost a lot of their power and they got booted out of the Illuminati. And
okay.
As to him in particular, I don't know where he's coming.
You're talking about Kennedy as in the president.
Yeah, like the bloodline of the Kennedys. Yeah, I think he goes into it here in a second.
John F. and Robbie Kennedy and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to update your book. We need the new 13 bloodlines then, right? You've never been better known than right now.
See, did he say new 13 bloodlines? So is he not adding to more bloodlines? Or is he just saying the new book of the
I guess supposedly the Kennedys have been kicked out, so.
Okay.
That's why I was saying about 26, because 26 is a very, very important, because they always think about the...
And it's 213.
Sorry?
It's 2 times 13 as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's exactly double number, but when you have 26, it's a God's number, 26.
Yes.
So that's why, because they go against God, that's why they have 26 families. Counteracting God. That's their approach, because they always have to put everything in plain sight. So that's signs and symbols. That's their language.
Right.
Fritz, you might as well run with it.
Well, I am writing another book.
Great.
It's going to be on the Jehovah's Witnesses. It's really good. I had the first book I came out with in 1990 was The Watchtower and the Masons.
Yes.
And where I focused on the Jehovah's Witnesses and Watchtower.
That's true, Brian.
That book's been out of print for 30 years. And I'm coming, that's like the seed compared to what I'm writing now. It's going to be a really great book what I'm coming up with. And, I have wanted to do a lot of these projects, but one of the things is I'm like everybody else out there. I have to support myself. And everything. And I spend most of my time just trying to support myself.
Right. Well, I can understand. And I'm actually jumping ahead, but you had mentioned controlled opposition. So while we're on that subject, I think maybe, it's good to go off on this tangent. Like, there seems to be a breaking away from the mainstream corporate media, which has lost all credibility. And there are these new voices rising up on what's called indie media, the Joe Rogans, the Alex Joneses, the
controlled
opposition gatekeepers. Yeah.
If they are still on YouTube and they have millions of views and millions of followers, you can be sure that they are controlled 100%.
Yeah, they bring some truth, of course they do, but it's controlled.
Yes, they have to. Yes. They bring 90% truth, 10% lies, but those 10% lies are the most important.
Turning the freaking frogs gay.
Yep.
The Tucker Carlson's, Patrick Bet-David. I know Alex Jones's dad was tied to CIA. I hear the same about Tucker Carlson, who comes from the Swanson billionaire family. So what I'm wondering is, these new media stars, these indie stars, are they all tied in some way to secret society, a Illuminati?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not them all, but
no, all of them.
In one way
I
or
look
another.
into them. Yeah. I can provide it for you like a short list. I made some research, and I can provide it for you names you have to be aware of. So I will drop it on the chat.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's all in their music videos and everything. It's all over the place. The symbology for it, it's blatant. I mean, even like Sir Brian Harvey, who used to he used to be in East 17. He's skint now. He's broke, and he used to say he does his YouTube videos, and he's actually begging for money because he's broke and homeless and all that. And East 17 was a big band in the UK, and he was saying, you record companies making me do the funny triangles and the eye symbols and all that. He's telling it how it is. You know what I mean? You were making me do these symbols and stuff. You know what I mean? So, it happens. Of course it happens. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, PJ, can I give you an old adage? A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. A little bit of truth to swallow your poison.
Well, that's right. That's right. Well, that's what the Kool-Aid thing's all about, isn't it? You know what I mean? Put poison in with the old Kool-Aid. That's what meant you can't even see that nowadays on YouTube. Wow.
Bloodline, like, is everybody that we're seeing who reaches, say, 1 million followers? I don't know what the number might be. Maybe it's 10 million. But are they all pretty much controlled opposition at this point?
On YouTube, if they're pretty much.
I'm gonna preface my answer.
Please.
That when I started in 1990, I have a personal standard. I'm not going to do infighting. I'm not gonna criticize people that are on our side. There's very few people out here challenging the world order anyway. And whether somebody is legitimate or a shill or whatever, I'm not going to try to expose them and everything. But the answer, the blanket answer to your thing is, they're all compromised.
All right.
Yeah. And
Same answer we gave.
I'll tell a little
basically.
anecdote here, which
Yeah, we all guessed it. Yeah.
High bars, the flavor is. That's the one. That's the one.
Please.
Which
grape drink.
So
all right.
I was communicating with this Illuminati kingpin, and he asked a question which kind of floored me. He said, "Well, do you realize how we control you?" And I thought, this is the strangest.
Well, you actually spoke to like kingpins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, earlier in the first episode, he was saying they offered for him to come to their library
we did,
and give him all their knowledge, and that he'll make a whole history of the Illuminati. But obviously, he's going to sell out, and they're going to give him wealth, and he's going to obviously fabricate it in the way they want him to write it. And he basically was like, "No, I'm not for sale."
That's right. I remember him saying that. That's right. Yeah. That's right. How could I forget that? Of course.
Question. Because nobody controlled me. Even when I was at West Point, United States Military Academy, I did things that were kind of showed that they had no control over. That's another long story. I won't get into that. But
I wouldn't
nobody's
agree with
controlling
that. Even though like he didn't go with them, I still think they've got control over us to a certain extent. They still have got their own way in society and that. I mean, there's things that we have to adhere to be able to get on. So they are it's still affected us to some degree. So I would say that, yeah. I mean, I know what he's saying. But I disagree to a certain extent.
And nobody's ever told me what to do and everything. So I was curious how he was going to answer this, because they were trying to have rapport with me. So they told me, if I asked them questions, they'd try to answer them honestly. So I said, okay, how do you control me? He said, we control the awake community on the internet. Well, see, most people would think that I just blindly.
That's like crazy.
Awake community.
On the internet. That's crazy. And they really do. They actually, I mean, think about it. We've all seen it.
Of course.
We've all seen it. They actually do. Yeah. I mean, that's a crazy thing
the ones that are claiming to be awake. Yeah. And then if you want to woke as well, which woke, I'm far from awake. You know what I mean? It's controlling all that as well. I mean, and even though you think the awake and woke wouldn't work together, I bet they do. I bet they do.
Right.
It's madness, isn't it?
All along with the herd. I don't. The awake community, like you're talking about, they're half awake and they're a half truth movement.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. As well. I mean, look at what's happening nowadays. Like, yeah, I'll talk about flat earth and all that, but I won't put out a Christian message, even though I'm Christian, and I'll worship the flat earth and call everybody else shills. Yeah.
That's how I watched Whitsit's stream the other night. He was live and he was talking about the existence of God, but he didn't really mention Jesus at all.
He doesn't. Well,
he doesn't at all. Like he mentioned Jesus because of super chat. Somebody left a super chat like, "Oh, praise Jesus," and all that, and he read the super chat. But
he used to be for Jesus, so he said, but he's all Hebrew roots now, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't. I didn't hear him say Jesus. It was weird.
No,
he says Yah a lot. Yah.
Yeah. He does. Yeah.
I let them do their own thing, and I don't blindly just swallow everything they're saying. Sometimes I've swallowed some things that some of these people say, and it's come back to hurt me. But I'm leery of them too, and you got all these prognosticators out there that are going, I won't even mention names, but it's kind of funny because they'll go, well, I worked for the CIA and I got to warn you, our economy is going to crash in a month, and like I'm just going to go, oh, well, this guy must know what he's talking about because he was an advisor for the CIA, No, it doesn't work that way for me. I march to my own drummer, which kind of takes me out in left field. So an example of that was Y2K. So
The
first
Millennium
person
Bug.
I heard talking about Y2K
Yeah.
was a banker, and I was like, a banker? This got my red flag up here. And then all of a sudden, all the wake communities, like everything's going to crash in 2000. You know, Y2K's
I
coming.
remember that. I mean, I wouldn't have been part of the awake community, so to speak, back then. I still didn't believe in things like moon landing and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't go. I still would have believed in space, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Even though I believed in the Bible, I still would have believed in space. I believed it. I would have believed anything that NASA would have said. I mean, apart from the moon landing thing, but I would still believe the rest of space. You know what I mean? I was way there about the moon landing. You know, but,
Yeah, I wanna say to Derek. Yeah, I kind of agree with that because look, you know the Tetragrammaton, yes, is depiction of Jesus' name, of Yahusha name exactly into English. So, for example, my name is Janusz, which is in English it's John, which is Tetragrammaton. But would I introduce myself as John to foreigner? No, I would say my name is Janusz. So that's what Tetragrammaton does. So it's not exactly Jesus' name because we know that in Hebrew there was no letter J, so it could not be called Jesus. But because Christ knows our name, he knows if we pray to Jesus, he knows we are praying to him.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we've been told. That's what we know him by this name. But exactly, his name is Yahusha, and the God's name is Yahuwah. So Yahusha is a praise God, the name. So it's always Yah. There is no Yahweh in the Bible, but there is Yahu. I believe 82 times. So yes, there are deep differences. And there is no Yahweh. There is 4 letters. There are, yes, but any depiction other than Yahweh 4 letters is from the devil, because Yahweh with the W, it's exactly Satan. That's what they introduce. Satan makes confusion in people, and we are reading it, and we think we are reading about God. No, it's just changed name very often. That's why I always say words have meaning.
Sound do.
And everything. And so as a joke, there was this little shot glass that said the answer to Y2K. I got it because I thought that was funny. You know,
Yeah.
glass answer.
Yes.
So then I was.
Yeah, the link's there. You can come in as well if you want. Everybody can come in. The link's there. I mean, I've got to be on this till probably, well, I've got to try and get through the next video, but I'm not going later than 1 a.m. for me, which is an hour and a half away because I need to.
Oh, I think we got time. Yeah, we got.
I think we got time. Yeah, I think.
Asked to be a speaker in Calgary, and the guy really
So
wanted
yeah,
all
guys,
the
you can come in.
to warn about Y2K, and I was like, conscious-wise, I couldn't. So what I did, the way I approached the subject was, is I said, well, anything could happen in this whole spectrum from A to Z. You know, nothing could happen to total collapse, and I just presented with that. That's how I skirted it. But I was leery, and I've been burned a number of times by listening to some of these people and thinking, well, that makes a lot of sense. That must be right. And then I get myself into trouble by repeating it. So, yeah, that's how they. You're right. You're dead right. You should be suspicious of these people. You know.
Yeah. No, I mean, throughout my career, it just seems to me that people either rise to a certain place and then go no further, or
I can't stand here, Austin. Not me. He's not for me. He's not. I like rap, but he's not for me now.
You can't do it, dude. That's really the fact. You just
No,
can't.
he's a basic rapper. He can rap better than I can. Absolutely, but he's just not for me. I mean, I'll choose Harry Mack over in a minute.
The thing with him is like you can watch him think about what he's going to say while he's rapping. He doesn't have a delivery. That's the big issue with it. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Derek, completely. I agree with you, man.
That's why I said, because Christ knows we are praying to him when we use the name Jesus. So he knows that he knows us by our hearts. So he knows our intent.
That's right. That's right.
they get a little higher, and then the things they're saying starts to change. You know, I mean, so it does seem like you get somewhere there, and that's it. And like speaking about you'd mentioned a wide range of things that can happen between A to Z. It does seem the way things are progressing now, that we are on like a train that is heading pell-mell. So I guess my question would be, like, speaking to you both as an expert in your field and as a Christian, do you feel like we can stop what's coming? Or is this it? Is this like the end times and like everything's...
I mean, no. I mean, it's prophesied what's coming. We can't stop it. Doesn't mean to say you have to stand there and let it happen. And we know what's happening and we know what's prophesied, and we prevail in the end. God prevails. That's always going to happen, you know. But no, I don't think we can stop what's going to happen. It doesn't mean to say you have to stand there and let think, oh, be a nihilist. Oh, it's going to happen anyway, so just let's not bother. You know, of course, you stand up against what's wrong. You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Laid out. Like, I don't know who can change their mind at this point. I mean, it seems to me if you can't see what's going on, you're probably never going to see it. And so, you know, the divisions seem pretty much set in cement. But I'm still wondering, you know, like, can there be this enlightenment, this Christ understanding that can pull us out of this pell-mell train ride to hell? I mean, you know, or are we just like destined and this is it, and ride it out and be the best man or woman you can?
We have to be very careful about the enlightenment. If it comes from Satan, false light, Lucifer, or from the God.
I was going to say, the only thing we need to know that Christ pulls us out of that because of our salvation, because of his grace and our confession of and our belief in him dying for our sins.
Yes, exactly.
That's all we need to know, definitely. And stand up against what's wrong. Act how Christ would want you to act. Look at the Beatitudes in Matthew. Sermon on the Mount. If you ever want to know how Jesus wants you to be, Sermon on the Mount. Sermon on the Mount.
Look, sometimes I ask myself, you know, what Christ would do. And if I come to the conclusion I should do that, it's sometimes very inconvenient. So, yes, we have to choose to, as would Christ do. Of course, it's my assumption. I think what he would do, but it's very inconvenient in multiple occasions.
Of course.
Until it's over.
Well, that's a good question. A lot of people are asking it. There's a whole bunch of different ways to approach that question. The first approach, and I've been saying this for 3 decades, you know, because people have been asking me, they want to hear hope. They want to hear words of hope. They want to hear, yeah, we can win. And I try to convey to them.
Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7, Sandra.
Cheers, bro.
We do things every day, and we don't. When we start this activity, we don't know for sure we're going to succeed. I go to Walmart. I don't know if I'm going to be able to shop. Their computers might go down. You know, I'm going to travel from A to Z. I don't know. There might be roadblocks there. We don't know the final outcome of anything we do, but we go ahead and do it. So good people need to continue to be good people. You need to do what's right, no matter, you know, we do what's right and let God be, what's the word I'm looking for? He's going to be our success. So go ahead and do what's right. Good people have to stand up for what's good and what's right. And you can't get the cart before the horse and say, well, I only want to do good if I know that we're going to win. You know, that's not
well.
You know, do I see any way for it to be derailed? Well, yes and no, because, you know, their plans were for the year 2000.
Right.
And we are now like 25 years behind their original timetable. So it got destabilized. And there have been some
No problem, Sandra, not a problem.
Yes, they are behind the schedule. That's why they have created Agenda 25, 2030, and they came as well with Agenda 21. People think that 21 is 21 year. No, it's 21st century. Because they're behind the schedule, they have to adjust. Because for us, it's good because people are waking up and exposing them. And when their plan is exposed, they have to readjust their plans because they cannot go with the previous plan. So they need to make certain changes.
Absolutely, Derek. Yeah, he lost my favor before that as well. Absolutely, bro. But I did used to like Janusz Witsit a lot, to the point that I messaged him in Discord just to say I like how he debated at the time. This was probably about 2020, but never once looked at it, never got back to me or nothing. I think it's still there.
Thank you for that. I didn't know even he partnered with him. I didn't watch him a lot, you know, so I've just seen a few episodes. But yeah, if I would know he's partner with him, I agree with you.
Yeah, PJ.
Yes.
I just went to move my marker, and you know where my marker was?
Where?
Last time I read the Bible, because I'm reading Enoch on the PDF at the minute.
Okay.
It was on Matthew 17. So I've recently read it anyway. I've read it a few times.
There you go. There you go. Brilliant, man.
That's pretty ironic, Sandro.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was actually Sermon on the Mount. You know what I mean?
The Beatitudes in that is all Sermon on the Mount.
Well, then again, every time you read something in the Bible, you get different meanings.
Absolutely, bro.
It's not one book.
Before we go again with the video, maybe I drop those Ammonites, Illuminati Ammonites surnames, so people would know. So the family surnames are Metiano, Flaminio, Vaticano, like Vatican, Dagoli, Solare, Lateranese, Minervio, Macuteo, Salstiano, Curinale, Agnola. Jesus, I always have a problem with this name. Agnolis. All right, that's the one. Picciano and Esculina. That's their first in line after them. And Rothschilds and Rockefeller. They are the most important is Orsini, which they are Rockefellers and connected with the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. And the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, they switch their surnames. So the bloodlines have different surnames now, but still they're still bloodlines, the same bloodlines. They just I don't know why they swap it, but they swap their surnames in certain time. So yeah, and Orsini is primo numero uno. So in Italian, it's like the first, the best, the highest.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, DeWitt, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, brother.
In the Illuminati, where they've had internal wars, you know, and so the possibility is there, but it's not probable. And one of the reasons why it's not probable is because God has said how he's going to treat humanity. And when we do things that bring judgment upon ourselves, then he is going to bring that judgment because he's promised.
Right.
You know, he says in Deuteronomy 30, I set before you life and death, choose life. And we consistently, as a nation, choose death.
Yes.
You know, and so, yes, it's possible we could turn around and choose life, but we have a cult of death in this country, and we continue to choose death. And that's going to bring the judgment that God has. So
that's true.
God's the only person that could throw a monkey wrench into all
We
of
do
it.
choose death. We choose to live in sin. Wages of sin is death. We choose death. You know what I mean? That's true. If we choose to live in sin, that is. You know? Yes, we are going to sin, even in Christ. But if you choose to live in sin, then the wages of sin is death, isn't it? You know?
Well, you know, you got your own free will, PJ, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro.
I got a question for Giannis. Rothschild in German just means the red child, right?
No, Red Shield.
Red
Shield.
Yes.
Ah. Do you know, I didn't know that. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about what it meant, to be honest.
It was exactly, as I recall, from their heraldic sign, because they had the red shield in their bloodline. So that's from where it comes from, supposedly.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And at this point,
these bloodlines you're on about, they change the names to sound Italian, same as the am I allowed to say Jews?
You can say Jews, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Jews,
same as they change their names to sound English names.
Yes,
Same as the English royal family changed their names
from
to
German.
an English name, Windsor, from Saxe-Coburg, whatever it is.
Yes, exactly. They changed it to sound more English, so people will accept them. And England still was fighting Germany, because there is always inner fight in their ranks. So people think that they are all aligned. Not exactly, because there is inner fight between the bloodlines as well, because all is about the power. And giving sacrifices to the old gods, which they are still with us, unfortunately, because they are evil entities. There are meetings, for example, below the London Bridge, which there is concrete, and there is a kind of rift in the concrete because all the blood from sacrifices is going there. For example, London Bridge, I think London Bridge, was built on the not London Bridge, connection to London Bridge from the USA, because there is that you probably heard about
Tower
the
Bridge.
dams.
Tower Bridge.
Yeah,
Tower
yeah. But there are connections. They are going through the deep underground military bases, dumps. So there are connections and there are meetings there. So below the base, which is called Site 6 in the USA, which is, I believe, in Colorado. You can even see the commentary when the commentaries came and they found out over there 5 children buried alive in the fundaments because it was suffering blood and it was charging with the bad power, those buildings. So it's all in a matter of providing power, resources for the old gods who are devil entities. It's a lot of crap happening over there, and they're praying there. They have meetings, and in those places, there are sacred places for them. So, because there are fights as well between the old gods, who are devil entities, there are a few places which are sacred for every one of them. So it's like a neutral ground, so they can have their meetings over there, because
You're
none
right,
of the
you're
gods.
right, Janusz. The United States do have London Bridge. It's not. We've got Tower Bridge in London, but the Americans have got London Bridge. So you were right first time. We've got London.
Yeah. Sometimes I just misspoke about those things.
No,
but you know what I mean. Yeah, you got it correct. Thank you for that. Yeah. So
I've been to it over here, by the way, just to let you know. I used to live in Arizona, so.
No, you got it right. You got it right in the first. I corrected you. No, you corrected yourself, and I said Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge. No, you were right. You were right.
I could make mistake because I did it before, So yeah. Even the gate to the Buckingham Palace. If you check how it looks like, you will see plenty of signs over there. It's related to the occult. It's all in plain sight. Always will be, because they operate in the realm of natural law and karma. So they have to tell us and show us, and it's on us to understand that. If you understand signs and symbols, the veil from your eyes will fell off. It was mainly Pichol, I believe. I always use them with that guy. I think it was him. Yeah.
Got ya.
Yeah. Another thing, Janusz, when you said the DUMBs, deep underground military bases, I don't think they're military bases.
No, they're not, but they have been repurposed, yes.
That's where they do all the.
They're Illuminati bases.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to laugh about it, but seriously.
But they've got the military there to protect what they're doing.
Right.
Yes, they're called like that now, but they are very ancient. Because
the military base is just a distraction.
Yes. So it's like a conspiracy theory, but it's deeper than that. So people, okay, I get it, what it is. They're doing experiments and whatever. No, it's much older than that. So we have been fed with the one conspiracy theory to cover deeper one.
Yeah.
Hey, Bones Jones, good to see you, brother.
I don't see the conditions matching that. I mean, like Jonah, to Nineveh, he's like, well, I don't want to go there. There's a wicked city. And God's like, well, yeah, but they can repent. Well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
That's right.
The United States could repent. There is still a lot of good people in this country, but they're being blinded. They're seeing Trump as this great prophet, I mean, they're being blinded.
I know.
Certainly not.
And are they going to wake up? Is somebody going to see what I see? Are they going to really repent like needs to be? Because judgment starts at the church, at the house of God. And right now we're in judgment. The churches are in a pretty bad state.
Oh, they're terrible.
My Be White the Serpent's book that came out in 1991 showed how bad it was. I went denomination by denomination and showed how a lot of their clergy were Freemasons. But it's even worse than that. I mean, Freemasonry tainting Christianity is just one other thing. they're tainted by compromise, by ministers that are being blackmailed, and on and on. It's a mess, So yeah, it's possible, but not probable.
Yeah, I would kind of go along with that myself. I did want to get back to one thing you mentioned about potential civil war inside the Illuminati, which, even to just like regular Joe Blow on the street, it seems like there is something very strange going on in disagreement among, occult powers or whatever. I mean, I've had people who, never asked anything about that in my entire life ask me questions about it now. And it's just like so strange. And I've heard people surmise that this is because the families at the very top, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, have had their patriarchs die in the past few years. And I'm wondering, is that what spurred this a conflict inside the bloodlines? Is it some want to go public or bring this externalization of the hierarchy outward, and some don't? What actually spurs this conflict?
Haven't some gone public, like Reynolds? Wasn't he part of the family at some point somewhere, Nathan Reynolds?
I'm not familiar with it personally.
You know Nathan Reynolds, Janusz? You definitely know him. I'm sure he was something to do with one of the families somewhere, and he's come out and spoke about it. I could be wrong.
He did.
Yeah,
he did.
I thought it was. And he talks a lot about this kind of stuff. Some people are like think he's lying, some people don't. No, I think what he says is quite credible. Just because we've never seen it before, it doesn't mean to say it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll have to do something else on Nathan Reynolds again at some point.
Just for levity's sake, I put a short in the chat. If you want,
that was a good one. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Just play it just for the hell of it, man. You'll like it, Pete.
All right.
Boom.
I'm done.
Everything you say can and will be held against you.
Boobs.
No, Dad.
Everything you say can.
Oh, you're like, oh, shoot. I thought I'd already swapped it over. No.
Well, several things have created conflict. One is it's a common human tendency to in-group out-group. So you had full blood within the Illuminati. That means people that
I think
have
Nathan Reynolds wasn't
genetics
full blood.
from 100% Illuminati bloodline, and then half blood. In the late 90s, you had a conflict between those. That's an in-group, out-group.
And if you look,
if you
look at Janusz's list as well, Reynolds is in there.
Yep.
Human
Nathan Reynolds was speaking about those things. He connected for me a lot of dots, because I knew about some stuff, but when he was talking about those things, it was like, oh Jesus, that's all connecting together,
Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable what he talks about, but just because we've never seen it said doesn't happen,
I do believe him because I had a lot of knowledge about those topics, but he connected them for me.
Yeah.
And because I'm not bloodline, so I don't have access to this kind of knowledge. But because he explained it, in details, and it's like, oh, right, now I get it.
But he'd be classed as not full blood. He'd be part blood, wouldn't he? He's not full blood, or is?
Oh, he's full blood.
He's full blood. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because in the blood you have to have certain markers. That's why, and he's correct about this as well. I believe him because I knew it before. Certain people, when they join secret societies, they are elevated very fast. Why? Because they have those certain marks in their blood. Right. So that's why it's important, because only their blood could be used for the sacrifices and the special spells and so on. The blood won't be accepted by those evil entities. So that's why they can be, and they will be elevated so fast in their structures.
So I'll have to do a stream on Ryan Reynolds again someday. I mean, the last one was about 3 months ago. So and I'd only just been introduced to him then. So
I have first video I have uploaded like 3 years ago. Let me find it.
And then in 2003, the old guard of the top families, the 3 top families, they tried to pass the mantle on to their next generation.
I mean, of
And
course,
the next generation didn't want it.
Nathan Reynolds YouTube channel.
So yeah, there has been some problems bringing the new generations in line with the plan, and you wouldn't think that they would because they use this trauma-based mind control on their own people.
Right.
But
Yeah, over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's
I just dropped the link.
Things like the
No problems. Help us out.
internet are a lot of these things that they're using, like they use the internet, they created it. They're double-edged swords.
Yes.
You know, there's been several things created that gave the common person a lot of power. A photocopy machine. You know, they used to control publishing. Well, a photocopy machine, you can produce whatever you want on your own. You don't need a publishing house. You know, that gave us the common man great power. In fact, that's how our American Revolution came about, was that great equalizer, the musket, you know. And Kentucky frontiersmen, they went to North Carolina. They left Kentucky and they went to North Carolina. And there was a British army, and they
what he was talking about, it was about creating new world order. That's why America was established, and that's why they were allowed to have revolution. That was the reason. But people in America, they think they are free. They are not, because you have to look into I believe 14th Amendment, which claims that the America is still under British Crown control. So it's not free country.
No.
You know what? We're just going to camp on the top of this hill, this mountain, and that will make us secure. Well, they got surrounded by these Americans with the Kentucky long rifle, which had a longer range than the British musket, and the Americans could shoot the British on the mountain, but they couldn't shoot back, and so they won the battle. Well, I bring that up just as an example of how
Americans could shoot the British, but we couldn't shoot back. That just sounds like you've got to be better than this. I'm joking. Yeah, it's all good. That's funny though. That's funny.
the musket equalized things.
Yes.
I don't class myself as British. I'm Scottish. Even though I live in Britain, I still class myself as just Scottish.
Common man was able to stand up against the greatest military of the world, the British Army. And likewise, you know, the internet has, for the first few years, it's been like the Wild West. It wasn't controlled. Now it's being more controlled. It gave us a lot of power and leverage on things.
The DuPont on the go.
For a while here, some of the things that they have created have actually, in a way, made things more loosey-goosey to control. You know, eventually they'll bring everything in. You know, they brought the Wild West, they brought it under control. Now there's no longer any Wild West. Everything's nice and controlled here in Western United States. And the same thing's going to happen, you know, with the internet. They're bringing it under control. But for a while there, it's been loosey-goosey for them. So they're going through this loosey-goosey time period.
Right, right. You know, this is one thing I'd sent you several questions beforehand. And you know, this is like kind of coming out from left field. Like everything in your book, most of the bloodlines, most of the big secret societies.
I have to give it a read. Definitely have to give it a read now.
I see. Like, is there ever anybody black? You know, I mean, it's like, are any of the bloodlines integrate African blood? I mean, like.
Oh yeah, is there any kind of bloodlines that are black? I mean, surely they must come in there somewhere.
I think that they're pretty racist, so mostly no. But
maybe not, yeah.
It's like how he was saying in the beginning, how they're going looking for people that are families with power and wealth that they can take advantage of and graft in. So if they're black and they can still be used for the devil's schemes, then they'll do it. But they're not going to be the ones controlling everything, unfortunately, because the ones controlling it are racist.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
And, I know.
We can bring here as well the Pope, Red Pope, and the Black Pope, which is as well very important.
Yeah, he is.
People think there is only one Pope. Nope. There are a few popes, and they differ in color and the position and the power. So, for example, before was Pope Orsini, which is Grey Pope. Probably he will be replaced by the next lineage. It will be Breakspear. It's connected to the China and Belt One Road, One Initiative. Breakspear lineage now is in China. That's why they're pushing this stuff. It's all about the money and control. Pope Orsini is from the bloodline Illuminated, held from Maxima clan and Claudius clan. Family of Orsini is represented by the Prince Domenico Napoleone Orsini, Duke of Gravina. He is the heir to the Dukedom of Gravina. His brother is Don Benedetto Orsini. Next in line is his cousin Prince Lelio Orsini d'Argana. That's the Grey Pope.
Right.
The Red Pope is the one who brings all children to the Vatican. Shoes from children's skin, etc. Red Pope is the head of the Vatican's mission department, Van Rossum. Black Pope is Superior General of the Society of Jesus, which is Jesuit order. Right. Jesuit Superior General, Italian politician and Prime Minister of Italy, Giuliano Andreotti. It was, I don't know who is now, because I don't have knowledge about this. I need to look into deeper. But he was from the time, from 1919 to 2013. I don't know who is now. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't. It's just always hidden, you know.
Yeah, hidden. I was going to say, yeah, it's obviously your main pope's there, but the rest of them is not meant to be known of, so kept secret.
You know, there's the secret society, the Boule, but they seem like they're rolled under Skull and Bones. That's why, like, I've recently been pushing a thing like maybe there's this 8th secret society or there's this new bloodline or something. You know,
Skull and Bones is like the Bushes, and that they went Bush with Skull and Bones, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And that goes back to the Bavarians.
Yeah.
Because like it seems like for the first time ever in the West, you know, black people are being influencers in the realm of power.
Can I get into the Skull and Bones now?
Sorry?
Can I get to the Skull and Bones and the CV shot? Because it's all related.
Okay.
I think it's important to bring it as well. Right. So we can bring Revelation.
Well, if I could add one thing really quick.
Mm-hmm.
The Skull and Bones was caught doing Bavarian Illuminati rituals. So it's literally just based from the Germanic Bavarian Illuminati.
Yes.
They're doing the same exact rituals. So it's basically just another Illuminati for secret society.
Yeah,
like all of them are.
776.
Yeah.
That's correct, yeah. So we have to get a bit deeper because Mark of the Beast 666 is number of the man and number of the beast. So but the next verse says that, excuse me, I need to cough. But next verse says that this number must be counted, calculated. So how you count number 666? So the counting is pretty important because people always skip it because they don't understand. So if you calculate it, let's take 600 multiply 60 multiply 6. It's 216,000. We know from the scripture that the number of the people saved will be supposedly 144,000. Let's say I believe in 8 billion people on earth. I don't. I would say it's probably 1 billion, but let's say it's even 1 billion, 8 billion, doesn't matter. So 144,000 is pretty low number in a matter of people saved. So I was praying to Holy Ghost to give me knowledge about this, and I have received it in my dream. It's all related to the adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, which are four enzymes which are building our DNA. So each of the strains, we have double helix DNA. Each of the strains, they're connected with a sulfuric bridge. And sulfuric bridge always connects enzyme 10, 5, 6, 5. After number 10, 5, and 6, and 5, always. And there is no change. Unless you have really broken DNA, you're very sick. It's always after 10 enzyme, 5th enzyme, 6th, and 5th enzyme. So if you translate those letters to Hebrew alphabet, it's exactly Yahweh. It's 4 letters of God in your DNA because you are owned by God and you're created by God. That's why God signed you. You are just in His name. But if you have introduced to your body so-called CV, hocus pocus, in your arm, then those numbers change to 10, 5, 6, 6, 6, 5, which is important. Now, if you look into the patents of the Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, and Sputnik, because they are operating in the legality, they have to provide accurate data because they will be legally bounded. They are legally bounded, so they have to provide accurate data. And they say they introduce third strain of DNA. Right. Our DNA is built from 72,000, one strain. So second strain, 72,000. 72 plus 72 is 144,000. That's from God. If you have introduced so-called third strain DNA, which is in the patents, then you have 216,000 because it's 3 times 72. That's in your veins. Next thing, because it's all related to the mixing clay and iron. So you would think, how you can mix clay and iron? How is possible? It's not, but it is, because in so-called CV, hocus pocus, in your arm, there is a graphene oxide and the graphene hydroxide. If you check it under a microscope, you will find that the graphene oxide and graphene hydroxide has shape of hexagon. Hexagon has 6 angles, so it's 6. But the molecule has 3 hexagons, so it's 6 and 6 and 6. That's what it is, mixed like clay and iron. That's one take on it. So
I've heard you say that before, yeah.
Yep. So now, if you think about that you have mix of people who are clear, who have 144,000, and the people who are with the hocus pocus in the arm. I need to find my words, to avoid the problem for PJ. So this video won't be banned, So I'm playing a bit around. Just stick with me. So now you have 144,000 plus 216,000, right? So now, because we have to count this number as well, and we have to take into consideration what is in the scripture. So now, if you get into the gematria, you have 144,000, which is normal person, which is 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9, right? Then you have 216,000. 2 plus 1 plus 6, it's as well 9. Now, if you mix it, you have 144,000 plus 216,000 is 360,000, which is 3 plus 6 is 9. So you have 999. Then the scripture says, as above, so below. You turn upside down, 180 degrees, it's 666.
Yeah.
You see, everywhere is coincidence, right? It's too many coincidences. So that's how it looks like from my perspective. I'm not saying it definitely is mark of the beast, but
it's a possibility.
But if you check it from the logical perspective, how you would introduce all worlds to the mark of the beast. If previously would be deployed, people just need to agree to it because they already have it. You get me? And on top of it, you have so-called shedding. It's going through the sweat, through the saliva, to the intercourse, and so on. So even people who didn't get the vax, they still have now taken their bodies, because on top of it, you have this stuff in the water, in the chemtrails, in the air, in the food, everywhere, literally everywhere. People who were really awakened, they were checking their blood. Every single one of us, believe me, you can test your blood as well. We have now taken our bodies.
So what's the solution here? Are we just cooked?
What's the solution? Trusting God, because God said no weapon will be good against us. So, and you have to agree, because it must be taken willingly. So even if you have it in your body, if you don't consent, it's for nothing. That's why you have to be rooted in God. That's the solution.
Yeah, I've always worried about that, because the shedding and all of that, like, it does end up pretty much everywhere. Even people who didn't take that route would still be affected by it, unfortunately.
Yeah. And one more,
or whatever they're spraying in the sky too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Who knows what's in that?
Yeah, and the main components, those are two main one in the chemtrails. It's Bal and aluminium, Ba symbols and Al aluminium,
Yeah.
Bal.
Yeah, barium and aluminum. Yeah.
Yes. Another thing is, because I like to connect dots, when CV started and people were starting getting those hocus pocus in the arm, the Jews, they said that their Messiah is already on earth. And we know who their Messiah is. It's the Antichrist, right? Okay, so now if you look into the children with the black eyes, black goo, probably some of you have seen the videos with the children. After one day, they were keeping their head straight, which is impossible. Children after 1 week, after birth, they were climbing the furnitures in the kitchen or room. It's impossible.
Man.
Children after 3 days were standing on their feet. How is possible? They are influenced by the devil's technology, changing.
Right.
So because Lucifer, Satan, devil want to destroy God's creation, it's a war against him and us because we are his creation. That's his agenda. All this tech comes from the Nephilim, fallen angels, and the puppets who are just literally on the puppet strings. That's my take on it.
Fair play. Well said.
Well,
And again, I know I'm catching you off. If you don't want to answer it, you don't gotta.
No,
I just
I'm
think
going to answer it. I'm just searching a little bit for how to lay it out. So these bloodlines, and people are not going to want to hear this because it's not politically correct. They want to hear that, yeah, the blacks are sharing power. No, the blacks aren't sharing power. The hierarchy at the top is white.
Yeah,
and it has been. It's the Aryan. Now this all goes back to I have traced the movement of the Illuminati headquarters, or it's really the headquarters of the
Roger still there?
I have gone for a run, but I totally forgot about the Skull and Bones because that was the introduction that I was going to bring later.
Yeah, PG, I'm still here.
You're on at 11 p.m. when? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, yeah.
All right, so maybe I just pick up what I left if it's okay with you guys.
Gotta say, because I'm on tonight, which is
I'm good with it, man. How much time do we got left here, PJ?
We've got an hour. Left.
Okay, yeah, we got time. Because this one's almost done. And the next one's like 30 minutes. So
yeah,
okay.
And it's also on 1.25, so it's really like maybe 26, 20, whatever that is on it.
So I'm just trying to work out with Roger. Hold on a minute. I'm just trying to work out with Roger because he's live streaming tomorrow night at the same time as me, but I'm not sure.
Are you on at 11 at night?
I'll be on at half 11:30 usually. It's a movie night, isn't it?
You're going to be calling on that stream, right?
Is it on Monday you're on, or is it Sunday you're on? Because I'm not sure, because it seems like to me you're on.
Hold on, I'll just tell you for sure. Hold on.
Because it says we're in. Because to me, it's just past midnight, so I'm already on the 10th. So, but yours says the 11th. So for me, so it's probably not going to. It's probably you're on. So how many hours till your stream? Let me just go look at it.
Hold on, I got it.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You're 46 hours away. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's a 46 hours at 4 p.m.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I was thinking it was like 24 hours away. No, it's all good. Don't worry.
Yeah, the reason I'm doing it at 4 p.m. so I can make that call and record it live.
No, it's all good. No, listen, it doesn't matter if we're on the same time. I was just letting you know that would have been movie night, but it's not. You're the day after that. It just looked like the same time. It's all good. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got to call the guy at ALE, and they're open only till like 5 o'clock. So.
And that's Monday, right?
Sometimes it can't be avoided. Look, tonight tonight I was on the same time as Flatside. Couldn't be avoided. You know what I mean? Sometimes it can't. Sometimes it can't be avoided, bro. But you're not. It's not the same time. Don't worry.
So I quickly say maybe
And it
3
goes
to 2.
back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3 to 2. Yeah. So yeah,
it was introduction. I totally forgot about why I said it. Because it's
so Trump got shot and he walked off the world stage at 3:22 p.m.
Yeah.
Joe Biden got the magical, whimsical thing in his arm.
Yes.
3:22 p.m. And obviously, Skull and Bones of Dermatra is 3:22. Yeah, I mean that's just a little bit on it. Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's going way deeper. That's
Order 322 is also what it's called. Order 322.
That's when I bring the subject because it's deeper than we think. And what I was saying before about the hocus pocus in the arm. So it's connected. One of the 4 enzymes, like I said before, building our DNA is cytosine. The so-called science says, and they claim that the cytosine comes from the stars. Yeah, it just came up from the stars, from the space, from the fallen stars. Lucifer, morning star, fallen angel, right? So in our body, we have 46 autosomes, all right? We have double helix, which consists of 22 base pairs. X and Y determine your sex, male or female. So let me explain that. So it's 44 plus 2, which is 46. Double helix multiply 22, it's 44 plus 2, because 2 pairs of XY, which determine your sex, female or male. So it's 46. They want to add third strain of DNA, which is 3 multiply 22. That's triple helix mark of the beast. Three strains of 22 base pairs, 3 to 2.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Nice. Nice.
The ball. Okay, B-A-L-K.
There.
And
there it is again, yeah.
The Aryans that left there went to India and became the top caste. Now the Aryans in India are white. Okay. Well, there's black people in India, you know, but they're at the bottom. And the Aryans, the top caste, go way back to these migrants from Baal. And this is what's happened. So at the top, it's the Aryans, it's the whites, you know. But they're very smart. They realize, you know, that we want to have control everywhere. They love power. So they're going to bring in their puppets. You go to Africa and there are people that will sell their soul to the old colonial power. Right. There's people that will sell their soul to the Russians or the Chinese, you know. Mm-hmm. There's people that will sell their soul and they're given a little piece of the action and think that they are somebody. But they're just tools to be used by the big ones. And when they're done with them, they'll toss them out.
Right. Yeah, it's just expendables, isn't it? Just expendables. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is.
Right. No, I mean, again, I remember that big Martin Luther King biography I wrote where after his great success in the South, he went to Chicago thinking he was going to help there. And he found out like the whole black power structure was under the thumb of, you know, the wealthy gangs and mob, you know, that ran Chicago. They didn't want to have anything to do with him. They undermined him, you know, like they didn't want to help the other black people.
Thank you. Great example. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, there you go. So we're down to like a minute and a half. And I know you got an out time with your family. So, I mean, is there anything you just like to close with, you know, besides like the secret?
Just got the next one, yeah?
Yeah, might as well, yeah.
This one, isn't it? Is it this one?
Yeah.
This is a different thumbnail. Yeah.
And then obviously, I guess, just make sure to speed it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Try to speed run this
one. We're back with part 3, which I'm very, very surprised and happy to be conducting.
Again, what speed?
Oh, I was just saying try to speed run this one.
Oh, yeah. So 125. Just stick it 125.
Yeah. Just want to get through everything. I know you're on a time schedule.
Should be all right. We've got 15 minutes. No, it's like, should be okay.
With Fritz Springbeiner, one of the foremost experts, if not the foremost expert on the Illuminati Bloodlines, as well as mind control, which actually we not touched on too much. Hopefully, maybe we can swing back around to that. So since we got the time, Fritz, I'd be interested a little bit more delving like into the secret societies, because I mean, people have told me throughout my life that really basically all of history is a war between these esoteric secret societies. And I think maybe my understanding of how that war shakes out and how many
players. I'm surprised if I had no ads. Is it ads maybe because why have I no ads? Usually get loads of ads through. Is it maybe because I'm a creator as well? I don't know.
Well, I think you said was it you that was saying before if you post it as personal instead of
yeah, but if you post it as personal,
it still gets ads.
The only way you'll get views is if you give people the link, and he wouldn't have got 1,000 views giving people the link. Or people that talk to him, and he's only got 71. So 71 people is not going to make 1,000. So he must be monetized on it. You do get a personal thing, but for it to be pushed, it has to be monetized. You know what I mean?
I wonder if they provide previous names for the MK Ultra, because there were projects which they were cancelled, which they were exposed, supposedly cancelled, but they have changed names, and it ended up.
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
last one.
you missed the first part of the stream. That's
All right.
another thing he was talking about. Well, I guess actually I brought it up. So he has a book, obviously, about like the Illuminati mind control, and the tactics are like somewhat like it's a little different. I don't know. I would say look into his book. It's more like they do it to their own people.
Yes.
Like they're doing it to their
Families to them.
children and to
Yes.
their, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that way they maintain the hierarchy essentially because they're
mainly physical trauma and mental trauma to split personality.
But I think these government things, they're probably just getting it from the Illuminati. Like they're taking their crazy tactics and they're like, oh yeah, we could use this in the CIA too. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't think the government is the inventors. It's these motherfuckers that they're trying to take it from. You know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, I don't know. He's got a whole book.
Yeah, the government's under them, man. Of course.
Exactly.
It's Bud. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I can give you the names which they lead to the MK Ultra, which is, of course, brainwashing techniques. So, as far as I know, the first one was Project QK Hilltop. Then it was changed to Project Bluebird. Then
I've heard that
one. Project Archichoke, and then MK Ultra.
Archichoke.
Well, it seems like the MK Ultra was a little bit like I don't know exactly how they did it, but it seems like the way he describes it is a little bit different than they did it there, because they're using a lot of drugs and things, and I guess they do in a sense. And I don't know, it is different because the way they do it is like generationally, and they like from a young age. Whereas MK Ultra, like they were just taking people like that were like grown, and like trying to brainwash them. You know what I mean?
It's working in the both situations for the children and for the adults as well. But it's easier with the MK Ultra because we have new technology, which are drugs, which are very, very helpful with it. Before we didn't have it. So yes, from that time, I think it was from the time of the Archichoke, they already started using that time drugs, heavy drugs. So yeah, and the MK Ultra 100% drugs as well.
Sorry, Jones, I took your spanner by mistake. I was meaning to get rid of your comments. I just can't have it in the chat in case of YouTube. You know what I mean? You could have said a different word instead of it. You know what they're like. Just in case. I removed the wrong thing. Instead of removing your comment, I agree with you, but it's just in case. You know what YouTube's like. Instead of removing your comment, I removed you as a moderator, but I gave you a straight back. Sorry, bro.
Look, misclick happens, you know.
Sorry about that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with what you said. I agree with you, but YouTube are asses about it. You know what I mean?
Bones and Jones, it's always problem, reaction, and solution. The solution is always what they have already planned for us, because they're just waiting for our reaction. And then we go to the government looking for the solution. But the solution was always there before we even thought about the thinking about
Can
the
I
solution.
screen share something very quickly, just for a moment?
Go on. Oh, you want to share something?
Yeah, just quickly if I could. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So, are you able to see this? Yeah. All right. So the way I see it, right, and this is the problem with the end goal, right? So you make an agenda that you want, right, and this is what you want, but you know nobody's gonna accept it, right? But you want this to happen, so you manufacture some threat. I don't want to use 9/11. Is that like a bad topic for YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you can see it.
Well, let's just say I'll try not to use buzzwords. Let's just say before 9/11, nobody wanted to get spied on. Nobody was like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's just give away our freedom." But the government already had that agenda in mind, right? So hypothetically, regardless of what happened on 9/11 or who did it or who caused the outcome, the agenda that they had in mind prior to this even happening is what they got, right? So we're so scared, and now we give away our freedoms for an agenda that was already pre-manufactured before this also potentially manufactured problem. I'll just summarize it like this: it's a man-made problem for a man-made solution, and they're both correlated together. And you're just making a problem before the solution. I don't know. I'm kind of spurring out.
I would only change one thing. The arrow between the thesis and antithesis should be equal mark, because from thesis and antithesis, those two go to the synthesis. It's not like a one after another. They are implemented simultaneously. So both of them, they are going not from antithesis to the last one, but together the same, going hand in hand to the last one.
Right, babe, what you say?
Oh, hello again, Vicky.
Hello. I was just commenting.
Hello, Vicky. Good to hear you.
You lot still on YouTube?
Yeah, I've got 45 minutes left on here. That's it. On this.
Huh?
And that's it. And I'm going to rumble. What?
Talking about agendas. Your gender is what you were born as.
I shit up your
Yeah.
You keep wanting to say that?
No.
Because we have been born into slavery.
Vicky, you're so funny.
No, like I have turned into a TikTok troll.
Oh, babe, shut up! Don't be stupid.
Against the lefties, and I love it. It's so much fun.
They're idiots. Don't even.
Oh, she's speaking the truth. Let her talk. She's talking the truth.
No. I'm talking about. Don't bother with the TikTokers. They're idiots over there.
No, like when you've got gay people protesting for a religion that in their own countries would actually kill them, I find it quite ironic. Like, tell me you're dumb without telling me you're dumb.
Stupid, isn't it?
How about this? Make it make sense, Vicky. Make it make sense.
And it, Rod. Make it
Well, that's
make
the hard
sense.
part. I don't think you can. It doesn't
you
make any
can't.
sense.
Nah.
No, you can make it sense because the leaders, they are highly paid. And
Well,
they,
the sense of it is controlled. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the guy
They're
at the
pushing
top
this
has the
agenda.
sense. He's the one pushing the,
Yep. And then it spreads to the people below, and they're pushing the agenda as a grassroots root movement. It's not from the roots. It's going from top to bottom, not from bottom to top.
No, my problem not with Vicky. My problem not with Vicky telling me what she's talking about. My problem is what the hell is she doing talking to anybody on TikTok anyway?
No, right? But I wasn't even watching this thing, and it come up, and it was live, and it was somebody called something cute, meeting in gay, but in a different term, and they started with this saying racists out and all this, and the Palestine, free Palestine, and all that, and I'm like, literally, Hamas would kill you. Like, how dumb can you get?
Yeah, they're nuts. They're nuts, babe.
But they're just weirdos. But I love it. I'm enjoying it. It's so much better than being on YouTube.
No, babe, don't become a bloody TikTok troll.
Dude, I get an alert about every 20 seconds from Vicky. Believe it or not, she's on there.
Oh, my new hobby, I'm telling you, is trolling.
Don't admit to being a troll, you twat. Not on here. You're not.
Well, I don't care.
Don't be stupid.
I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're admitting to being a troll. They'll just clip that out and see, don't you think you're the troll?
I don't care what they say.
It's just payback. Just payback.
It might be interesting for you. You know from where TikTok comes from, the name?
No.
Satan, devil, Lucifer, is controller of time. The watcher.
Yeah.
So he's controlling the time. TikTok. So your time really runs away when you're on TikTok. Because
really
Boom.
No, I get
so is mine.
There's only so much I can watch.
It's brain rot.
Like, if I watched TikTok all day, I'd be shaving my head and wearing a bomber jacket.
No, you wouldn't. You weirdo.
Do you know what I mean? I'm joking. I am joking.
Are you staying?
What?
Are you
staying or going?
No, I only come in to talk shit, and now I'm going again.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Came in
Love
the troll.
Bye.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Admit she's a bloody troll. Give the troll some evidence. You know?
Like, hey guys, do you remember like 3 or 4 years before the September thing? They brought in the whole dialectic of terrorism. Remember?
Of course, yeah.
They weren't terrorists. Wasn't even mentioned. The word wasn't used at all. And then all of a sudden, this started happening. They accuse all the terrorists that they made for doing
That's
all
another word you're not meant to use on here. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's just so stupid. It's
I
ridiculous.
never heard you weren't supposed to use terrorism until now.
No, you're not meant to. No, if I was monetized,
Yeah.
monetized, and you said terrorist, the video would it wouldn't get blocked. It would just be demonetized. It'd be demonetized. Yeah, honestly, it's mad, isn't it? I'm not monetized, right? But yeah, it's mad. It's crazy.
They always use those fancy phrases: war on terror, war on drugs. No, it's always war on people, because you are losing your privileges and your rights, because they limit that always, because they always come with the fancy new legislations to protect you. No, they never protect you.
Right,
Yeah, PJ, unless you say you are one, then they'll promote you.
yeah. What,
I remembered what I come in to say. Instead of saying the day, just say 911.
That's fine.
Three
No, that's
numbers.
fine. No, that's fine. As long as you don't go too deep into 9/11, it's fine. You can
I'm
say
going
it.
to
Yeah.
You just can't go too deep into it.
No, but if you called it 911, if you just said 911, nobody would know what the F you're on about.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't. Yeah.
That's a funny story about the 911 police. Bye-bye. It's a funny story about the 999 police. 911 police number. Yeah, who would you call when some guy would come to your house with the gun? I would call 811, maybe 911. No, 811, because I would need to know, to have a permission where to dig the grave.
Oh my goodness.
Players are involved, at the upper echelons of the pyramid, might be wrong. So can you give us a little more background on all that?
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion and disinformation about it all. So let's take the Order of Skull and Bone.
Let's.
Okay.
There we go.
Anthony Sutton.
We were talking about
that. And some insider sent a lot of information to him.
Just
But what was interesting is somebody snuck in to their tomb, and he saw in German a ritual, the words to a ritual. Well, it turns out that that wording for that ritual are identical with the Bavarian Illuminati. And so that was a hard and fast clue that what the Order of the Skull and Bones was just a branch of the Bavarian Illuminati. So the point I'm making here is
from what I know so far, I mean, I don't know as much as you guys when it comes to this, but that rings true to me. What you're saying now, Germanic, it's Germanic, isn't it? Yeah.
The uninitiated, they see the Order of the Skull and Bones, they see that as a separate secret society. They don't realize that it's like a branch of mother organization. And that's the thing that I've been trying to
all the time.
It's like I explained how the Watchtower Society got started. They got financed by the Rothschilds. They got money through the B'nai B'rith and the Masonic Lodges. So they were a front for the Illuminati. The same thing for the LDS Church. There's different kinds of Mormons. You've got the RLDS, you've got the LDS. But I'm speaking about the ones that were so successful in Salt Lake City. They got financed.
I know, Bones, it's bad, and it's same here, walking in shells in Clown World the whole time. Sorry about that. So when we're over in Rumble, we can be a bit more relaxed about things, except one topic. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. On here, it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass.
And so they both, got financing through Coon Lab and Chase Manhattan. I mean, these are banks tied in with the elite, and so you look at Mormonism and you think that that's an independent phenomenon, but really, the best model that I can think of off the top of my head is back in the 60s, the USSR, which was a communist state, they called themselves the socialist state. They created organizations in the United States.
Socialism is communism, isn't it? Same thing. Same bloody thing.
To get their work. And then those front organizations might create front organizations. But we're looking, a lot of what people think are independent secret societies, and that's my point here, are actually fronts for the Illuminati. They have their people in a key controlling position. They don't have to have all of the members be their people, as long as they control those key people.
So the front,
it's kind of like NASA.
Yeah, so it's not actually, it's a front. It's not actually part of it. It's just a face for it.
Yeah, but like you said, not everybody's in on it, which reminds me a lot of NASA. It's like, do you think everybody in NASA knows that it's flat? No, probably just to keep people. for every fake moon mission or fake launch, there's probably 1 or 2 people that know that it's flat, and then the rest are all cheering at a CGI representation, and they're not even in the know. They probably think it's
exactly like
same deal.
Bloody. I said it earlier. Compartmentalizing.
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that one.
They want some good people in there. So like the Council of Foreign Relations, that's an Illuminati organization, but they always add a few people, maybe even up to 500 people, that are just window dressing. So you go, well, that person's a pretty good person. I can't imagine that they're wanting to do all of these horrible things to the world. But so you may have someone who's the Council of Foreign Relations. They're also very important in the World Economic Forum, and then they're also a Bilderberger, and then they're also, which one of these makes them a bad person? Well, they're in all these Illuminati.
Well, Jaydon, what are you, like 2,000 words a minute or something?
He's making it.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I know you can hear that.
You can type fast, man. I
type pretty damn fast.
Typer, man.
Sorry about that.
That's so good. I just said how fast you were going.
Now, finally, people are beginning to see that the FBI is not a neutral law enforcement, but that they're politicized, and they're surprised. Well, they always have been. J. Edgar Hoover was a 33rd degree teammate. And there were a lot of.
I think they probably all were.
I can tell a horror story from World War II.
I'd bet on it, PJ.
The Nazis wanted to infiltrate people by submarine into the United States, and I have to kind of condense this story. But they found people in Germany that had lived in the United States and spoke basically fluent English. And so they gathered these guys up. They trained them. They took them and they dropped them off on Long Beach, or Long Island, on Long Island, New York. And they were to infiltrate the United States. Well, if you had grown up in the United States or lived in the United States, and then you were living in Nazi Germany, which would you prefer? Of course, you would like the United States with our states and our freedom and everything else. So these people that they rounded up, by and large, most of them, they went along with the training to be saboteurs and spies, but they intended as soon as they got to America, as soon as they had a chance, to defect. And the guy that wanted to defect the most, he immediately went. And then the FBI interviewed him, and from interviewing him, that allowed them to arrest all these others. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But the FBI wanted to be known as this great super sleuth. So when they put these guys on the trial, this guy that had defected, they wouldn't let him tell his story because they didn't want the public to know that.
Sleuth. What's a sleuth? I've heard the word before. What is it though? It's colloquial for something, isn't it?
Like a detective, you might say.
That's what I thought.
He had given them the information, and he got executed along with the rest.
Oh, wow.
So that the FBI could look like they were this great super organization. So, they have been dirty.
Shady.
Hey, Shady.
Hey, how you fellas doing?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
All good.
Awesome.
Got anything to say?
Well, I kept hopping in and out of here, and I've been here throughout a lot of the conversations, and it's been pretty interesting. So I thought I'd join in myself, see what I can be a part of.
All right, no problems. Yeah, we're here for another half hour anyway.
Awesome.
Then we're off to the chosen land.
Yeah.
From the start, of course, F. Simlius Jr., the fugitive, they have been able to build up their image.
Yes.
But the way they have treated me was pretty amazing. They have dogged me the whole time I've been trying to expose the world order. They've been trying to turn people against me. And of course, if somebody goes to a friend of mine and says, we're FBI and you shouldn't have any.
You got something to say,
Hey, Shady, could you mute your mic?
Are you guys hearing background?
Yeah,
noise?
just a little bit. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad.
No, you're good. But whenever you want to speak, feel free, bro.
Yeah. Just tell me to stop the video or whatever. Yeah, absolutely.
Anything to do with Fritz because he's this bad person. Some people are going to go along with it.
Right.
So the FBI has been trying to cover up and oppose my work.
Right.
So what I would propose to you is people like the CIA, NSA. These are really secret societies. People don't think of them that way. They think, oh, NSA, they're trying to protect us. No, they're trying to protect people. CIA, oh, they're trying to protect us. No, the CIA is not. They're running drugs in the country. They're doing a lot of things to destroy your freedom. They are a rogue organization that works for Illuminati. They got a totally different agenda. They love to torture people.
Do they know they're working for them? Is it like compartmentalization there as well?
Well, I think that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, probably the ones that need to know, but the other ones are just doing.
That's it. See, you never know. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
It's enough. You just look into corporation, any corporation. The
Mm.
guy on the top, who is the CEO, knows everything, how corporation runs, what's the goals and how they achieve them. People below him, they know a bit less, and you go still lower and lower. People on the very bottom know jack shit.
So
how
it's
the
a spectrum.
corporation really works.
So it's a spectrum. Yeah, spectrum.
Yep.
Oh, and yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah.
Mm.
It's still triangle, if you see how it's really designed.
Yeah, because the higher you go, the less there really is. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot more people on the bottom.
Like a pyramid.
More people confused than in the know, for sure.
Of course, absolutely. And even the ones in the know are bloody confused, obviously.
Even the word corporation is not what we think it is. People assume, for example, that YouTube is corporation. Nope. YouTube is part of Google. Google is part of Alphabet Inc. Alphabet Inc. is a part of different company, which we don't really know what it is because it's well hidden. And the one which is on very top, that's a corporation. Those which I have mentioned, they are part of corporation. They're not corporations, but we think they are because they told us.
Did you hear what I said, Johnny?
What?
It's Disney.
Yeah. As well. And to be exact, corporation, because it's related to the Maritime Water Admiralty Law, which is legality language crap, it's exactly corpse oration. Dead body is speaking, because you're not considered any longer as a living man or woman. You're a corporation, which you are being created with your birth certificate, because your parents cede their rights to you, to the government. That's why CPS can come and take the child from home, because parents gave the right to the children to the government, but people don't know it.
Yeah.
Oh, you cut out there.
Sorry, I'm not trying to.
No, he's gone.
So, I'm not gone. I'm here.
No, you're gone. You're gone.
Gone in the head, mate.
We're trying to expose all of this and spread the information about all this secret government. My real question is that even if we did end up getting all the facts straight and having all the evidence, what can we do as just normal human beings of Earth? You know what I mean?
All you can do is stand up for the truth and stand against what is
we can do much more. We can do much more because we have really power. We can go after them.
Stand for the truth, but once the point, the mark of the beast comes, and then you can't buy food for your kids or your family, and you're starving to death, and you can't buy things because you don't have a mark on your hand.
Yep.
It depends on what religion you are. Obviously, some people are.
But I will still not take it, because I will know if I not take it, I will be with God. So I don't care about this body on the earth, because I'm thinking, I'm hoping that I will go back to my real home.
But let's say you have kids, right? How are you? Yeah, I'm saying if you were to have children, how would you feel like you take that route? Because depending on their age, maybe they can make their own decisions. What if they're at a younger age where they can't make their decisions? What, you're just going to end up killing yourself and dying and let your child that doesn't really understand what's happening just fucking starve to death?
I wouldn't kill myself. I would die swinging.
Yeah, and I think God would provide also in those
That's what I
times.
said. Yeah, God will provide.
The problem is they've made the system so you have to rely on them to live on this earth. And the only way you can get rid of them is, the thing is, there's too many sheep that gives them the power.
That's right.
Too many sheep that gives them the power. If everybody just ignore all the governments, they would just disappear.
Yes. Not compliance, exactly. Peaceful method.
Yeah, but I mean, people are not that smart. Not all people have the capacity to.
Look, we have to know.
99% of the sheep give them their authority.
Yeah.
And the people who know about it have to suffer.
You have to really look into the history. From the historical point of view, you have to take into consideration that never ever in the history, the pushers who were making the changes for the good of mankind, they were majority. They were always small minority, but they were very driven. So we need only like a 5% of people.
You're talking about history here, and how do we know about history? Because of books, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Right.
And
Okay.
that was
So
wrong as well.
who wrote those books?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Who's telling us what our past used to look like? For all we know, we could have been fucking goblins under a bridge on a different planet, and we've been sent here from Earth. And you know they want to rewrite our whole history and all of this. You know what I mean? It could be anything.
Planet.
Not planet. Yeah.
Universe.
Not planet. Yeah.
No,
different dimension maybe.
There's no planet out there at all.
Yep. Because planet, as they always have to show us, so it's plain T, plain
We're on a
Terra, flat Earth.
Yeah.
That's what planet means.
100%. Right. Let's do this.
The big culprits of this trauma-based mind control.
Yes.
And you know they're working hand in glove with they are a secret society. So when you say the word secret society, I think we should include people like or groups like MI6, NSA, CIA, and a lot of other spook organizations that we don't really know much about.
Right. Well, I mean, I would agree on SBI and CIA. Again, like, you know, I want to believe in Bobby Kennedy. Having known people in NSA and brushed up against them a few times, I would like to believe that they still have some people in key positions who are America first. But
really, no.
You're always going to have a few people that
Anybody in key positions at America first?
Yeah, I don't.
No. I wouldn't say so.
Problems with these sheep. If you try and help them and show them the truth of their delusions, they will attack you to protect Agent Smiths.
Yes.
Them all Agent Smiths, like in the what's that movie, Matrix.
Matrix, of course. Except we're not in a simulation. But yeah, I get the idea, 100%, Sandro.
you know, there's not that many bad people.
No,
they have to bring in legitimate
I know.
They have to bring in some good people to fill some of the.
You must be a little bit behind.
But that doesn't mean that they're not controlled.
Right.
But I mean,
they got to follow orders. You know, they got to get their. You know, yes.
George H.W. Bush, head of the CIA. You know, and ties into Illuminati bloodlines. And while we're speaking here about Illuminati bloodlines, you know, Trump is 17th generation back to the Plantagenet.
Tarek and the Who's, how you doing, Tarek? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Oh, I forgot I'm doing another one. He was doing the triangle earlier, now he's scratching his eyeball.
And 11 presidents in my Bloodlines of the Illuminati book, I have some genealogy charts. And I show how 11 presidents go back to the Plantagenet. I don't have Trump in there because the book came out in 1995. So
go for it, Tarek. No, hold on. What happened to Brian Stavely? What do you mean? Roger was just talking about him the other night. We played his last video after we stopped streaming. Remember, Roger? Oh,
hold on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what's happened to Brian? What's happened to Brian Stavely?
I don't know. I didn't know anything happened to him.
No, I didn't know anything happened to him. I heard in David Barnes that No.
What? Nah.
Please, no, Lord, no, surely not. I hope that's just a rumor. I hope at the same time.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, see if you can find out, man. I hope not. If so, then I pray God, I pray that you look after his family. You know what I mean? You keep a healing hand upon them.
How do you spell
Lord? Hold on, comfort him, Lord. In Jesus' name. Amen. What?
Stavely, how do you spell his last name right?
Staveley.
Gotcha.
Even though someone will tell you, even his name's been Mandela affected. Someone remembers it being spelled differently. I don't know who, but I remember that being said once. But I hope not. I really pray. Hope not.
Yeah, we were speaking about Matrix. I just posted the link to the real writer / creator of Matrix, which original title was Immortals. They have stolen the script from him, and they created with the Wachowski nowadays sisters, which were brothers, because they supposedly changed their sex. So yeah, it's all deception and lies. That's why later they created new title for the different film, Immortals. So even cover it even deeper.
Can you imagine if no? I mean, it's ironic if his name has been a Mandela effect, isn't it? It's ironic. But I really hope it's not true. I mean, I prayed if it is true to God to comfort his family and stuff, but I pray at the same time it's not true.
Yeah, me too.
And you can't find it. He's still his channels are still on Rumble because me and Roger watched the other night.
Yeah, I just got to one of his channels over on Odyssey too. He's still up there.
Right, let me see. Yeah, he's still on Rumble. Look, if I show you quickly here, look. If you look down the side, here, still on Rumble. Here, look. See, that me and Roger went and watched that the other day because he hasn't been on for 6 months. We knew he was leaving YouTube and that anyway, but he let us know how he was there in the third one along. Then then there was 2 videos about his dog and that. That's it. I've actually commented to him in the comment section in this one here, and he actually hasn't got back. If you look, I've commented here and he hasn't got back to me. So there's maybe truth to this. I hope not, but he hasn't got back to me.
Give me a summary for his obituary, but it doesn't say anything about him dying. I think
I hope it's just rumors because people haven't seen him for a while. Yeah, I'm just hoping that's rumors. But why would they say drown?
I don't mean to sound rude or anything. It's funny how the picture of him in the background is of the river and supposedly he drowned. That's just kind of.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm hoping it's a rumor. Someone could have just made that up because of seeing that there or something like that. I'm hoping.
Hopefully not.
I mean, it's a horrible thing to make up, but I'm hoping he's alive. You know?
Well, Tourette, where'd you hear that from? Maybe he can clarify a little bit.
He said in Dave Banner's channel.
Oh, okay.
What town is he from, anyways?
Oh, his latest video was 6 months ago, Tourette. 6 months ago.
What state
you said the last 2 weeks? No, it wasn't 2 weeks. Not on the Rumble. It wasn't.
I'm not finding anything in the obituaries about him at all.
Well, I'm sharing my own channel, idiot. Found the wrong one. But yes.
I'm not getting anything on YouTube or on the internet about him at all.
Let me just go to his channel again. Yeah, when was that last? Yeah, that was 6 months ago. The last time any video was up there, 6 months ago.
He hasn't done any lives? No lives?
No, he hasn't done any lives. No, I knew that anyway. I would have known that. 10 months ago was his last live. Maybe on YouTube. I don't know about if he's still on YouTube, but definitely still on Rumble. Anyway, I hope
he got his Odyssey channel still. So
I hope it's not true, but I do have to get on.
Yeah. You know, that is a branch of the holy Illuminati 13th bloodline, their most powerful bloodline.
Yes.
So
I remember seeing he's tied into some Scottish royalty as well, I believe. Someone was trying to show anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
It's a new channel then. Hold on. So he has got a new channel over here that Baza put in, and that was a month ago. A month ago, it was last year. Unless he's got shorts that were. No, shorts won't tell you. So yeah, a month ago, it seems like even on here, Brian Stavely, LKN. Oh, I'm sub to it. He just must have changed the name of his channel. Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've been to Lake Norman. I know exactly where that's at.
So a month ago.
You still there when I was a kid, dude.
Yeah.
So it's a month ago anyway. So yeah, hopefully it's not true. Right.
Hopefully.
Anyway, you got that going on for whatever it's worth. And
sorry, go ahead. I want to let you finish. I got something lined up.
Oh, go ahead with your next question.
Well, you had mentioned Skull and Bones earlier, and I know Skull and Bones was an exclusively male organization for many, many years. But in the past few, actually, I think more than a decade now, they've begun taking women pledges. And so I had read portions of your Bloodlines in the Illuminati book, and I was reminded of the grandmother, Grande, mother, not grandmother like my grandma, but grandmother as a signifier of power. Inside the passage that I had read, she was actually addressing and on top of a grand council
Baz, are you saying that because you said 2 weeks ago? I mean, the last video I seen was a month ago. But are you talking about maybe in the comments? There's a 2-week-old comment from him or something. That'd be. I really hope it's not true.
The Illuminati, and again, like more black rising to positions of power, we see, I believe, more and more women rising to positions of at least political power and corporate power. And so I'm wondering, again, is this a evolution of what's going on in the Illuminati for the rise of women? Have they always been there, just sort of the power behind the throne, and we haven't seen them? I mean, you hear the Council of 200 is still all men.
You had a post from 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Oh,
But that's still 2 weeks ago. Okay. We'll have to wait for some more news. We'll have to try and find out. I
don't even know if that's true. But could we speak to where women fall in this hierarchy that's being externalized?
Yes. Traditionally, and if you study witchcraft, you'll be fully cognizant of it. The females have a lot of times been the spiritual power in the company, and it's been that way for the Illuminati. In terms of spiritual power, the women are the leaders. In terms of politics and some of these other things like banking, the men have been leaders. As we've gotten the externalization of the hierarchy, you've noticed that over there in Europe, a number of the secretaries of defense of some of these countries are women. So women have been coming into traditional.
One of the most. No, nothing.
Again?
I'm just reading. Nothing.
Oh, you're reading? Oh, okay.
I'm thinking out loud for some reason.
All right.
I'm going over what I was going to do on my next show. I thought I was on mute.
Yeah, I was going to say, Derek, you're way behind. If you're
welcome back to the future. Welcome to the present.
Welcome to the present, right? Derek. And if anybody hears anything about Brian Stapley, can let everybody know somehow.
I haven't found anything yet.
Margaret Thatcher is an example. So that's externalization of the hierarchy. Yeah, the women are, because they view Christianity as paternal.
Yes.
And you can read in their literature, they just lambast Christianity for us being terrible because we are paternal and witchcraft is maternal. And supposedly the women leading things is much better than men. It's not entirely that way in the Illuminati, but when it comes to spiritual issues, it's definitely the women are the lead.
So spiritual, you say, in a sense of practicing magic and making a contact or connection with the spiritual world. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. So if you look at witchcraft, what they're trying to do is they're trying to use laws and formulas then to contact the spirit world. And you do a particular ritual and you can pull down a particular demon or spirit. You can get in touch with your spirit guide. And the Illuminati are being directed by other beings, non-human intelligence.
Yes.
And that's
absolutely.
That's not something that
even if they didn't know it.
They take pride that they're able to contact these beings and get direction. And the women are very powerful in doing it. So the men try to.
Women are powerful.
But the women are leaders.
I wouldn't say the women are powerful. I mean, maybe they do.
Well, in like a spiritual sense.
Yeah,
if you think about it, all the witches are always women, and like.
Oh, it's not only that. I mean, women are a lot more spiritual in general. I feel like they're a lot more passionate when it comes to things.
Passionate doesn't make them more spiritual. But passionate,
which is as
well. This is like maybe. I mean, they were the first deceived too. First, the woman was deceived, and then the man. So they're obviously more susceptible to
Definitely, yeah.
I don't know, occultism is definitely the women play a key role in that for sure.
I mean, they could play in a role in a lot of ways, being in a cult or such sacrifices as a woman, not just spiritually, but. It could be, sexually, but spiritually at the same time.
Oh, yeah, Tibet, I know that's true. Absolutely know that's true. But I'm just saying it's not the person that's powerful. It's whatever's behind it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, got what you said there, Shady.
Well, here's the thing with what Tourette said. Like, we're not, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but, unless you're praying to God, I don't think you're going to be seeing any other spirit that would be not evil.
That's it. That's it.
But I mean, Jesus also said that an angel could come down to you.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
You know,
Right.
deceive you.
But we don't
just like just
yeah.
like in Islam, you know. This is the funny part, and this is actually what helped me kind of convert from Islam to Christianity was the story about this angel that comes and meets Muhammad on the hill or the mountain. And it's just so funny to me because even God said that if there were an angel to come down and say, you know, believe in anything other than me, it would be wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting how that correlates.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were going to tell a story about the desert and the line in the sand for a minute.
No.
The old Zoot and Allah. Not Allah, sorry, Muhammad. Muhammad.
Right.
The old Zoot with the prominent fronts. Skinny dudes, tall, prominent fronts. Like they're constantly on Viagra. Taking them for a ride all night.
And I guess you could say women are more intuitive.
That's not in the Quran, though.
They say now, get in touch with your feminine side, because there's this whole world that supposedly the female brain can conjure up that the male is quite limited. We're kind of brute, but they're a superior creature. So this contrast Christianity with the Illuminati type of thinking. So if you look at Christendom, you'll see that women have taken over roles. Joyce Joyner, you've got different women stepping in as major preachers.
True.
On the internet.
That's true.
This is all externalization of the hierarchy, moving us away from this paternal model to the maternal model of witchcraft.
Right, but it doesn't seem particularly maternal to me. I mean, it seems to me rooted in, again, death. I mean, like in America, like what's considered, and I'm speaking very broadly, but like what's considered like the height of freedom, for a feminist, is to have an abortion, right? I mean, like that's the numero uno issue.
That's true.
Oh yeah. The Illuminati is a cult of death.
Yes, right.
Yeah, Satan is a cult of death, and so you look at American culture. American culture has been destroyed in our lifetime. And so now people are tattooing skulls on their bodies and all kinds of death symbols. And we have a band, Grateful Dead. It's our culture is in love with death.
Yes.
Because they have made you go to the supermarket and everything's tainted. It's tainted with something to destroy you. You go to the public school and everything's tainted to destroy you. I could go item by item and talk about these things. It's like here, they have gotten rid of books entirely from the public school. They are now using iPad. And like I was a school bus driver a couple of years ago.
School would keep books at least.
Yeah.
You'd think that. I mean, come on. They know how much bullcrap goes on in the internet and how much it can be changed, like Wikipedia, stuff like that. How much you can put information in there themselves. No, it doesn't even have to be that accurate. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, in this generation that we live in, everything is technology. That means your homework, your schoolwork, everything gets uploaded through the internet.
Yeah, I mean, even the grading system, you know what I mean? They're going to input your grade. Even if you did it on paper, they're going to put it in the computer to get your grade.
Yep. Yeah, they'll, as soon as you graduate, they'll be like, all right, all your stuff sent to your email. Go check it out.
Yeah, your diploma will be emailed to you.
Yep.
Wow. Not mad. Now you're waiting for an email when you used to wait for the postman.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Ago, and our school buses did not have air conditioning. It gets hot in where I live, very hot, but they don't have air conditioning. But they have iPads. Well, what about these iPads? Well, the antenna is down at the bottom, and they give each child an iPad in public school. Now, if the child is not careful, that iPad puts out radiation, and repeated use, it doesn't take that long for a girl to neuter all of her eggs.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know the.
I mean, I've sat there and things like that said. I don't know.
Yeah, obviously, modern science would dispute that, but then again, they're the same ones pushing telecommunications. You know what I mean? Of course.
Now,
they don't want any of that talked about.
No.
New classrooms, man. They have what they call smart chalkboards, and all the students have iPads. They do it all day long from class to class. They don't have paper, pen, nothing.
Wow.
I know.
And I remember when I was in computers when I was in primary school, I mean, that was in the 80s, was a ZX Spectrum with rubber buttons, and it was only slight graphics and that. But then when I went to secondary school, it was to do with spreadsheets and IT, and nothing like this in the internet, you know, how advanced it is now when it comes to technology. Yeah. And now, I mean, we had blackboards, and back when I was in school, blackboards and chalk and dusters, you know. At the end of the day, at the end of the week or the end of the day, the best pupil used to get to rub their blackboard with a chalk. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And now, it's all technology, that's mad. And it doesn't seem like 2 minutes ago I was in school. I mean, I'm 49 now. I mean, I've been at school since I was 16. 16. Wow.
That's a long 2 minutes, PJ. Very long.
It's 32 years, man. It's 33 years. It doesn't seem like long ago. That's nuts.
How many years again, PJ? I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Oh, God. What? What? PJ, Illuminati confirmed.
Somebody call Banjo.
Eddie Angel.
These girls.
Shalanjo, I mean. Just call Shalanjo.
In their hip pocket thinking they're cool. That radiation that comes out from that is going to do them.
Right. Fun memories, to it.
Right. So we live in a cult of death, and people are doing all these things that destroy them and don't even know.
Less schools with calculus.
Yeah, I mean, I told my kids not to put their phones in their pocket. I remember there was a study a few years ago about those wireless earbuds, and they had 500 scientists from around the world to say, hey, you know, you might be giving yourself brain cancer. We shouldn't do this. Nobody ever talks about that anymore. I see everybody.
We weren't allowed calculators until the third year into secondary school, until we was allowed calculators, and that was scientific calculators. Before that, there was no. I wasn't allowed to use calculators. No.
Did he just mention something about wireless earbuds and he's wearing a pair?
I think they're wired though, at least.
Yeah, his is wired.
At least they're wired.
Walking around with the wireless earbuds, I'm like, oh my gosh. Right. Yes. Another culture of death. You know, I did tell one person that I was going to be talking to you, and he said to me, you got to ask him about bloodlines of the Illuminati ending up in Osama bin Laden's library. And then making it onto the CIA website. I mean, I will tell you, Fritz, when I first heard about you, I was living in Atlanta in the late 1990s, and I tried to get my hand on Bloodlines of the Illuminati, and it was like $1,200. You couldn't find it. It was out of print. And now anybody can download it off the CIA's website. I mean, is that part of the revelation of the method and the externalization of the hierarchy? And what is going on with all that?
Boy, that threw me for a loop too. And then their narrative was is that they found it in Osama bin Laden's library, which I really wonder. Yeah, you know, if that isn't just a hokey story.
Well, since he was dead, in my opinion, he's been dead for years.
I agree with that, Sandra. I agree with that.
Years, just my opinion.
Yeah. So that's all a made-up narrative. Yeah, and then they put it up. I don't know. I'm wondering, like you, if that isn't revelation of the hierarchy, because I do such a good job of explaining who these people are. In fact, I was surprised one day. One person said, "You must be Illuminati to have written this because you're promoting them." And I was thinking, promoting them? No, I'm not promoting them. I'm just exposing them. I guess if at this stage
I heard as well about me. I must be Mason.
Yeah,
because I'm speaking about those things. I must be Mason.
yeah. You won't know unless you are one, is what they're trying to say. Yeah.
We all are. I mean, I'm 641 subs strong. You know, and I'm a fake Christian Freemason Illuminati type as well, apparently, because I have the moon in my slash in YouTube and on my avatar.
Oh, PJ, you in the same club as me?
That video, you were here when I played that video by Anson, and he just started that video after Betty Angel.
PJ, tomorrow we see each other in the same lodge, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You guys should join my new club. It's called the Last Unicorns Club.
The Last Unicorns Club. Sounds like the Dead Poets Society or something.
It is.
Yeah, I'm staying in the Stoners Club.
Yeah, me too.
I've been in the Stoners Club since I was like 14, so.
Yeah. I haven't smoked as much tonight.
That makes sense, Last Unicorn, because some people eat 2 corns, so uni is one. We have the last one from the meal, you know, unicorn.
Mm-hmm. Well, show my avatar right quick, PJ. I got an official stamp on me.
You got what?
There you go. The
last unicorn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it's a house.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Oh, Jimmy, I told you we'd end up coming in late.
Oh, hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim, good to see you, bro.
Hey, Jimmy.
We'll be going over to
Rumble. I figured I'd change.
We're not going over to Rumble soon if you want to join us, but Yeah, we've got to finish this off. We've got to finish this off.
Yeah, we're not too far, actually.
No, we're not too far. No, it's got 17-ish minutes, 16 odd minutes.
And
But
it's sped up too, so
yeah, it's going. Yeah, so it'll be about
that it's real. It's right there, and they love to muddy the waters.
Yes.
You know, it's what is real. You know, it's like if something happens out there like 9/11, then they'll come out with 20 versions. So if you don't want to believe the official narrative, you're like, so the waters are so muddied with all these other versions, you just like throw your hands up and go, well, I can't make head or tail out of all of it.
Right.
So, you know, so it's not the 13 bloodlines that Fritz says. It's the black nobility. You know, it's not what Fritz says. It's actually this bloodline or it's this group or, you know, they've got the water so muddy. No, I got this straight from the horse's mouth. You know, I talked with people that I was helping escape the Illuminati. I watched what happened with them. They took me around to ritual sites. They would take me. I mean, no, what I put out in the Bloodlines of the Illuminati, that's for real. And I've met these people. I've shook hands with them, which is creepy. I know. I know how they think, and I don't know. All I can say is that yeah, I found it bizarre too. But hey, I do know that at that same time period, they were wanting me to write a history of them. So I guess they're ready to you know, they think that you have to understand the arrogance of these people. You know that they really do control things. So if I try to explain to people how much they control things, I mean, it will freeze people. They will be like deer caught in the headlights. You know, it's just like people don't realize everything you say is being recorded, is being drug into the beast computers from your cell phones. You know, the whole time while your cell phone's off, you're still being recorded. Yeah. You know, talk about something like you know, you have a hernia.
I remember once. What was it? Oh, I can't remember how it goes now. I was phoning Vicky, I'm sure it was, and it was ringing, and then I had the talking, saying something. It stopped ringing, and I had the talking and saying something. But then she answered it and said hello, and I says, "Oh, I heard what you just said." I heard what you just said, and she says, "I didn't just say anything. I just answered it and said hello." I says, "I heard what you were saying to." I don't know if she was talking to somebody. I can't remember what it was, but I do. She'll remember the conversation we had. But yeah, I heard that before it actually got answered. Then she answered it and then continued the conversation. So I heard something she was saying, whether she was talking to TV or talking to someone. I don't know. I can't remember. But it was still ringing for her, but it answered for me. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
Strange.
Whatever, and see if they
You
don't
remember
do
that bit?
advertisement for hernias. You know.
If you're still watching, can you remember that?
Right.
You know, they're listening to you. Everything's being recorded.
Yep.
You have no privacy.
No.
And so the people at the top really think that there isn't anything that can take their control away.
Right. Yeah, sorry, I had another question lined up, and then I was just like, oh, yeah. And then I'm kind of off. But, I know what it was now, because it was something you had mentioned. Another de-occultist, Michael Hoffman, who wrote Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare, kind of touched on one of the things that you mentioned. We were talking about your book getting more exposure because it was allegedly inside bin Laden's compound and it is now on CIA's website. Even if we know that this stuff is going on, like, for example, like the Paris occult event with the opening ceremonies, like, even once people start to recognize this, does that reduce the power of what they're trying to do? Or does it just like, well, now you know, and we're all in this together, you know, and ride along?
That's exactly
and like that's
what
a Hoffman thing. He says
was.
it's back to
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. Of course it is. Of course it is.
the lose-lose. Like if you continue on obliviously, they run rampant and unchecked. But once you figure out what they're doing, it both invites you into their ritual as well as shows you how helpless you are. So is there something to figuring this out, or is it all like the portrait in frustration? Once you figured out Jesus is the answer, because again, I know there are people who've told me like, boy, I never thought any of this was real until like the past couple of years, and obviously there's supernatural evil going on. So if there's supernatural evil, there must be supernatural good. So I would suppose that is a potential upside. But once you get that, once you're like, okay, I'm on board, Jesus, please.
That's funny, Terry. That's funny.
Please help me out. After that, is it just a portrait in frustration?
Well, that's a good question. It's I had a calling from God to do this, but the information is it's a double-edged sword. I'll give you an example. Like, let's say there's somebody and they give their heart to Christ. Okay, I don't want them to read my material because they're tender, they're young. They can't handle the storm.
Well,
They
that's it. Yeah, you've got to choose your time when to tell like younger
needed to
people
be
about
treated
the
with
full truth.
kid gloves.
Yeah.
If they read my Be Wise as Serpents book and
Ooh,
saw that all the churches
I
are
thought
compromised,
that. Sorry. Yeah, you've got to choose your time. To like, you can't just tell a 9-year-old kid about totally everything. You know what I mean? That's going on in the world. But yeah, I don't believe in lying to them. Definitely not.
Right.
You would just probably avoid the topic till it came time where you should let them know, I suppose. But yeah, you certainly don't lie to them.
it's going to so blow their mind. It might stillbirth.
Yeah,
their Christian
absolutely,
experience,
Derek.
Yeah. So this information, even though I am trying to expose the hierarchy, it's a double-edged sword, and I wouldn't want.
Yeah, Vicky got rid of her channel. She got sick of YouTube. She got sick of the toxicity and all that, knowing Flaxes with everybody, Betty Anjo, Flax, the trolls in the chat. Yeah, she just got rid of and the trolls in her comments, stuff like that. So she got rid of her channel.
Sorry to hear that.
I know she's got sick. She will be back at some point doing something else, I'd say. But she got rid of her original channel. She got sick of it being trolled and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, it hasn't just disappeared from yours. It's disappeared from everybody's. She's under Vic at the minute, just to be in the chats and that, But yeah, she got rid of it. She just got sick of it.
Oh, she's a TikTok troll now.
Yeah, she's a TikTok troll.
Everybody's reading. Everybody's not at a place where it's going to profit them. Yeah.
Me
That's
neither.
one of the things I wrestle with. It's like,
Me neither. I don't. I still don't get it, but I support him now on it. But I still don't get it. I still don't get it myself. But it's one of them. It's his choice. And he's got to moderate. He's the one that's got to moderate. So it's his choice, and I just support him as a friend. I still don't like it, but yeah, I support him.
by trying to bring all this stuff out, and is it actually doing anything really? I mean, is it just making people more afraid and helpless? I don't know.
Well, it's like you watch Alex Jones, and people have said he's a fearmonger, and I can't argue with that. And if you read the scripture, Christ constantly says, step forward with courage, and then God will strengthen you. He's constantly saying, fear not, fear not, fear not. And so if you get this information and it's just going to make you more fearful, then it's self-defeating. And so when you hear me speak, you don't hear me trying to instill fear into people.
Right.
And so yeah, this information, which is like dynamite, you can blow yourself up with dynamite. I mean, yes. you better use it in a positive way. And so yeah, I think some people are probably going to blow themselves up.
When did it stop getting democracy?
You can't look at it and become fearful. You can use it like you were saying, where you realize, oh yeah, now I understand what's going on with the world. It's a lot more dangerous than I realized. Yes, now I understand that all these different secret societies hate Christ. The one thing that they have in common that's real obvious is everybody hates Christ.
Yes, absolutely.
And so he's the answer to them, But what did Christ say? He said, he told
even though low levels might think they're worshiping Christ to begin with, but yeah, he's right. Yeah, they do hate Christ. They do become antichrist spirit. Absolutely.
What you have to do if you want to be part of the kingdom of light, and so if you're wanting to turn from all this evil, you need to delve into Christ. Christ said, cast your cares upon me. I will give you peace and all these other things. And so if we're not able to have peace, the peace of Christ, we're going down the wrong road. And I don't want you to take my information and let it disturb you and take you away from Christ. I want people to use it as a tool to take you towards Christ.
Yes, exactly.
And
I'm down to 7 minutes.
Also to create awareness as well of what is going on, So this stuff is going on, so you need Christ more than what you actually think, I think that's important.
One question that I wanted to ask that I got out of rereading portions of your book, it's almost like burying the lead. I mean, the bloodlines of the Illuminati are where they are because they believe that there is something in their blood that sets them apart from other people. What is it? What is it about?
They're sanctified. They're set apart. No.
Not the blood of these people that sets them apart.
Well, again, that's a big answer. For starters, one of the first things is trauma-based mind control works off of dissociation and intelligence. So they like to, if you're doing things ideally, they take an 18-month-old child and they do horrendous traumas to this child. Now that child can respond to these horrendous traumas in 3 ways. One, they can just simply die, curl up and die. And some of the children that are being programmed do, they just die. They can't handle the trauma. Wow. Another response is to go crazy, which is a really sane response when you're being insanely traumatized, is to just go crazy. And some of the children do that. But there's a third way of reacting, and that is you can, through creative intelligence, say, this is not happening to me.
Yeah,
this is happening to
absolutely, bro.
You have a psychotic break. You, through the powers of mind's power of dissociation, the mind splits. And that's where you get what used to be called multiple personality disorder. The mind says, this isn't happening to me. It's happening to that person.
I have
and
to
you have a split.
Anytime I want to know my blood type, I have to phone and ask my mom. She always remembers. I don't. I never remember.
Is how they're able to, that's why it's called trauma-based mind control. They use that dissociation, that power to dissociate creatively to build MPD. And now it's called DID, dissociative identity disorder. And that's, they build these big multiple personality systems. Well, the Illuminati bloodlines have passed through their genetics the power to dissociate that way. They're intelligent and they're very good at dissociating, and they're very good at creativity. And so because they've been doing this for many, many centuries, when I was back in the 90s, a Rothschild that was being deprogrammed there's a code word in their programming, and part of that code word, it's like a license plate or something, you know, there's a number, and that number indicates generations, and they had 42. That means they had 42 generations of trauma-based mind control programming up before, you know, their point. So this has been going on a long time. The secret Rothschild genealogy book takes them back to Nimrod, you know. So that's one reason why they like it, is because.
I mean, my mom knows my blood type, but once upon a time, I used to have hepatitis C. I got rid of it because I used to be a drug addict. Got rid of it now, though. But I used to have hepatitis C. So when people ask me my blood type, I used to say Hep C positive.
I just wanted to ask something real quick, since we're at the topic of, you know, traumatizing children and whatnot. And yeah, since we're on that topic, you guys ever heard of something called adrenochrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys think that's like a Illuminati based thing, or is this like a celebrity type based, you know, rich lifestyle, trying to live longer?
It's both.
So you guys believe that adrenochrome is an actual thing?
It probably doesn't work. Probably doesn't work. I don't know. I mean, it's maybe something they're trying. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's something that's right. You know, definitely.
Well, I mean,
can we elaborate on it a little bit?
Yeah,
I can
elaborate. You might want to elaborate, because I don't think he's quite knowledgeable about that part.
Well, what they do is they get basically they take the adrenaline from a victim, and they draw straight adrenaline from their glands.
Yeah. I get you. It wouldn't surprise me if they do it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just sickening when you really think about it. I mean, that is just horrifying.
If they would, I can't really say it on here, but drink a certain substance that needs to keep us alive from a very, very young person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what wouldn't they do? You know what I mean? What wouldn't they do?
I mean, their whole goal is immortality, so they'll do whatever it takes.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I have heard of that. I just, when it comes to like the names, technical names of things now.
Right.
Yeah.
Their people can be
good thought, though. Absolutely good thought.
Which is a total mind control. Which is when people in your audience, they're not familiar with
Jay.
books and trauma-based mind control. When I say mind control, it's 1,000,000 times more powerful than what they're thinking mind control.
Right. Yes.
It totally controls the person. There is no wiggle room.
Right.
So they like that because their bloodlines, they have been able to control their bloodlines, and these bloodlines have the ability to do things like astral project, some of these other witchy crafts that they want. So they have occult powers. They're passing these occult powers from one generation to another. So that's another reason why they think that they're special. They think that their bloodlines go back to Lucifer and Christ. So whether you
babe, I was explaining, you're back in. I was explaining to DeWitt, I think, was it DeWitt, that your channel, I can't remember, somebody said it. Yeah, DeWitt was explaining that your channel's gone completely. It's not just him. It was you decided to stop.
You were asking about that phone call too, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like she answered, but you heard her talk before she answered.
Does she remember it? Oh yeah, do you remember that, babe? Do you remember that I had you talking before you answered the phone once? Do you remember that?
Want to believe that is a myth.
Wait 20 seconds because it takes about 20 seconds for it to go up.
There must be something to
YouTube site.
They believe it. They believe that there's, and there's some people that think that their DNA goes back to things that are not human. That's what David Icke is saying, that these bloodlines are reptilian. They're not even human.
Right.
I have not been able to verify that one way or the other. Before David Icke went public, I was researching that, and I came to the conclusion that I can't verify any of that, so I'm just not even going to go there. But they definitely are working with non-human intelligence.
Yes.
So whether they have non-human intelligence DNA or something, if you want to believe that, fine. They're definitely working with them, and so the result is the same. Their agenda is not a human agenda. It's
Don't remember it. You've had out your mental meds. No doubt. It might have been the other way around. It might have been you heard me. I can't remember myself. I remember something like that happened. Someone we hadn't answered. Either you hadn't answered or I hadn't answered yet. And one of us had part of a conversation. Can't remember. It's a vague memory.
Human race. Yes. And so they might as well be reptilians because they're traitors to the human race. If they're human, they're traitors to the human race, and they're destroying the human race. And that's the bottom.
And that's fantastic that you finished it with that, because we're down to like our last 40 seconds. And once we start getting into like just who exactly do these people report to, that is like a whole nother wing down the rabbit hole, and a story for another day. But Fritz Springmeier, I cannot thank you enough, and not just for today, but for like all your work. And God bless you. And I will give you the final word.
I'll slow it down for his final
word. I really
word.
want to express my thanks to you giving me the opportunity to talk. And
oh wow, we did go slow.
We're in this together.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. All of us, we're in this together. And and my final thought here is that I would hope that the members of the audience would be in that class of people that are referred to in the scriptures as overcomers. In order to be overcomers, you need the Spirit of God to strengthen and guide you, and you need the blood of Jesus Christ. So that was my final thought.
Amen to that. It's a great one. Thank you very much, Fritz Springmeier.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. No, it was good. Thank you for that, Jaydon. That was it.
Yeah, it was great.
That was very interesting.
And Pete, you got a newbie in.
After the start, Monster Inc. Under Chrome. Good to see you. You're new here, unless I know you're under a different name. I don't know. Good to see you. But we're going over Rumble now. If I've got to shut the YouTube site down because we've got movie night now. But any last words on that? Anybody? You just go.
I think that's it, man.
Cool. That was ace, man. So anytime you got any other things you want to talk about, you can easily do it on here, man. Anytime you want.
Yeah, NWO Slayer. Awesome. I love your depiction of. I love it, man. On freaking point. Big time.
Nice.
Well, I'll be hopping in the Rumble sometime tonight. Maybe not right away, but I'll definitely try to hop in there eventually.
No problem. Situation, when Trump he said that for the first time he will run for the presidency. I was saying that he's bad guy, is exposing him, and people saying, "Oh, you're a Democrat." It's like, man, I never support Democrats or Republicans. So it's like, no, you're just in dichotomy. If you think I'm not with them, I must be with you, or if I'm not with you, I must be with them. No, it's just wrong thinking. I'm against all governments. So what? Yeah. Anarchy? Of course,
it's in the name.
So you're not a party person, Yanni? Really?
Oh no, never voted, never will, because I refuse to participate in my own and yours enslavement.
That's it. That's it.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Yeah. PJ, thanks for a
Yeah,
great
sure.
stream.
Bless you, man.
Including everybody on the panel in the chat.
Yeah, good seeing you, Sandra. It was nice talking to you, man. You had some good points there.
Awaken
Always
people.
welcome.
That's good. Not woke, but awaken.
You're always welcome, dude. So,
Well, thanks, fellas. I want to say thank you, PJ, for letting me on here as well and have a couple words with you guys. It was really, really interesting. And I love how we're all coming from different backgrounds here, and we're all looking at this from different points of views and different, backgrounds. It just makes it a lot more interesting.
well, you're always welcome, brother. You're always
I
welcome.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, we're all trying to find the truth,
That's right.
whether
Absolutely.
we're on the right path or not.
Hey, all I
can
know
tell you-
is God is the truth. The word is the truth. That's what he
Yes.
says.
Amen. Yeah.
I can tell you one truth. Remember, knowledge is nothing if you do not act on it.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Bless you guys. I'll play out with the Harry Mark, and then I'm going to end it on the YouTube side and continue on Rumble.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
Yeah, bye everybody. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How about you? Your camera's really nice.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. What are y'all up to?
I'm just sitting, doing nothing.
Nice. Yes. Awesome. Oh, well, same here. I'm on here. I'm doing freestyles for people. Could I do a freestyle for you guys?
Sure.
All right, dope. But could each of you give me like a creative word to challenge me to use in my freestyle?
Enthusiastic.
Mashed potatoes.
Enthusiastic mashed potatoes.
Limerence.
Ooh. Wait, say it again.
Limerence. I actually forgot what that means.
That's a dope word, though. I've actually never heard that word before.
Well, it's limerence, actually. Limerence is a state of being obsessed with another person,
Whoa.
characterized by intrusive thoughts and longing.
Wow.
I've never heard
Limerence.
of
When you're so obsessed with somebody,
Mhm.
it's intruding your thoughts. You can't get them off your mind. Awesome word. Never gotten that one. Okay, so enthusiastic, mashed potatoes,
It's
and
called
limerence.
stalking.
You ready?
I would say.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Oh no, I
think
hope I
it's the
don't
same
fall.
thing.
Yep.
Okay.
I hope I don't
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's the energy, ayy, that's the energy, ayy, that's the energy, ayy, that's the energy, yeah. Every time I rhyme, it starts to get drastic. Made of flesh and bone, I ain't never made of plastic. Soon as the beat drops, y'all start waving your hands, acting enthusiastic, yeah. I love that enthusiasm. Over top of these beats, he be truly snapping. H-Mac getting busy, till my final breath of living. Dope words need a definition. Every time I spit, you know my raps are fatal. I'ma crush a hater's brain into mashed potatoes. When it come to kicking lyrics, people know that I'm crazy. When it come to freestyles, trust me, it's all gravy. Yeah, I'm just spitting how I'm living, eating beats like mashed potatoes Thanksgiving. H-Mac really came through the feast. When they come to freestyles, they know dudes a beast. Off the top, man, I got that pole. Picture in the background, yo, it's of a skull. Makes sense, yo, it feels relevant. Cause when I rhyme, it's like I'm showing my skeleton. I peel the flesh back just to show what's going on. When they come to spitting lyrics, they know that I'm flowing strong. I'm the bomb every time that I drop this. Right up off the mental, I'm delivering the hotness. Hope I don't fall, hope I stand tall. Starts out slow, then starts to evolve. Yeah, you know I needed something different, so you're switching it, and now it's limerence. I said that's a dope word, what's it mean? Yo, I gotta grab it so that I can use it clean. Every time I rhyme, and you know I'm sending something strong in. It means a deep longing, an obsession with another human. So much so that it's all consuming. Man, I can't stop thinking of them. I need them in my life now cause I love them. Yeah, when I think about they face, it's almost like the music stops, and I wanna focus on something else, but I'm having intrusive thoughts. I have limerence for my queen. Yeah, limerence for the rap scene. I have limerence for this mic. Yo, that's what I love, not like what I need in my life, and I need it right now. So I gotta go and grip it so that I can kick the style. And you know that I be coming off the mental with the free flow. For the 1, the 2, the 3, this whole trio. Thank you so much for the vocab. Spit dope raps, I'ma make you go mad. Yo, you were a visionary. Limerence, I'ma need a dictionary. Spit a limerick, or maybe I spit a haiku. When I slide through, I be spitting something fly to. Lift you high through the ceiling, how you feeling? When it become Throwing the lyrics off the mental, I'm appealing. Doing it different when I'm spitting, y'all know they be saying it's nice. Hella dope, and I'm here to entice. Yeah, do what I have to do, it's off the head, y'all. Blending colors like the white and the red wall. Both of them connect in the corner. Hard for the dome, I'm the #1 performer. Y'all know I get hype when I'm on the mic. Shouts a homie with their hands up, rocking the stripes. Yeah, you understand what I'm throwing down. Through the game, my name goes around. H-Mac got the rhythm, I'm making you listen. I'm showing my vision, my own intuition is all that to follow. I've never been hollow, I'm blasting off like I'm in the Apollo, the space shuttle. Up these other rappers, they get trouble, never settle. When I'm rhyming, I be growing like my stubble, saying, oh, they can't do what I do. When I rhyme off the dome, keep it true. Real truth, that's what I pursue. Loving the way that I'm styling. I'm so blessed that I got y'all smiling. I said, what y'all doing? You said nothing. I said, me too, so I'm not judging. But I had to come and make y'all smile and go wild off the mental with the dope freestyle. Let's go.
Go, go, go. Nice. Right. Nice one, guys. Thanks for joining us. That was about, well, nearly 4 hours worth. It's 3 hours 50, pretty much. So, yeah, we're going over to watch a couple of episodes of The Chosen, which we're on season 5, which is the last season so far, called the Last Supper. And we're on episode 1 and 2. And then we've got a movie, Angel Heart, afterwards. Yeah, so let's go over that. Let's go over that. Bless you guys. If you're not joining us on YouTube, in Rumble, then thank you for joining us on YouTube. And I'll see
we
you
drop.
tomorrow.
I have something to do with the channel. So, yeah, I need to work a bit on my channel.
Bless you, bro.
Yeah, good to be with you guys.
Thanks for the info, dude. You're always welcome.
No problem at all. You can always count on me.
Absolutely.
Spill some stuff,
Absolutely. Mega
more
mind.
to come. More to come. Have a good one, and God bless you, everyone.
Bless you, man. Yeah, so there's the Rumble link, guys. I will see yous over there. Bless yous. Oh yeah, I forgot I've done this different now. So I have to go that and that. Right, cool. Here the sun sets free is free. No, Roger. Okay, indeed. Then I see you over there.